Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost! If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means by now.
No, I don't. I haven't figured it out. You got to tell me. What are we doing here?
Time for another new episode of Between
That's what that means.
Two
Oh.
Beards. Yes, yes, it is.
You're darn right. That's what it means. 177 of these things. 177.
Are we dead on?
Are we spot on? I hope
that we've done an accurate count. Because
I
feels like there's been more.
So. In our early days, well, we've done like offshoot things, and like we used to do like, like specials. So it feels like we've probably done roughly 200 episodes.
I would think, right? We got to be
branded beards content, but this particular Thursday night, 8 p.m. time slot, or the couple of times we had to go at different times. 177. At least I hope. Like I said, I'm not great at counting, but I'm pretty sure that's true. I will say this though: once upon a time, I went through all 177. Looking for certain things.
Yeah.
Episodes, unfortunately, episodes like 66, 67, 68, and 69 were on Twitch, and they don't exist.
Episode 69 doesn't exist?
I don't think episode 69 is available anywhere that I'm aware of. I'd have to double check that fact, but that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
But
that is unfortunate.
But as long as I didn't miscount, which is highly likely, or maybe, we're at 177. We've been doing this for
that's
pretty good. I mean,
that's pretty good. It's over 3 years.
I remember the good old days when we celebrated episode 11, like that was some type of achievement. We had a big party for that. Yeah,
we did.
Look at us now, haters.
Yeah, we're here. We're still here.
But we're here. How are you?
I'm doing well. I
just got a text, full shoot, from my daughter's mother that said, "Your daughter stresses me out." I went,
"You mean your daughter?" I would have been like, "You mean your daughter?"
Yeah. It's like my teenage daughter. Yeah. She's a teenage. She's a teenager.
They're teenagers. They're supposed to stress you out. That's the job.
I was like,
that's part of their job description is stressing out their parents.
So if you're watching this, honey, behave. Be nice to your mother. Be nice to your mother.
Yeah. How are you doing? How's the week been so far? As far as like the wrestling, how we feeling?
Wrestling's been pretty up and down this week.
Yeah.
I mean, some good, some bad, some ugly, some indifferent, but it's wrestling. Wrestling's always jam-packed. They always leave us with something to talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know where you want to start tonight. We have.
I want to start by saying I'm actually slightly disappointed that our Nick Sirianni, Kyle Fletcher TikTok post did not do better, because I feel like we're the
repost that shit.
We're the only podcast in the world that made a Kyle Fletcher, Nick Sirianni connection. I was pretty proud of us, and
I thought so.
It was very, I guess what I'm getting at is we were very, very, very niche, to the point where we niched ourselves into a corner of people who are like, who's Nick Sirianni?
Yeah, like exactly. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem.
So we don't have a guest lined up today, but that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody won't show up. You never know with this show. So stay tuned if you're in the chat. I know it is an LPW show week, so a lot of our Love Wrestling people are setting up for the Clandestine Wrestling show today. So if you're in the Edmonton area, go check them out.
Oh, yeah.
Tell Big Bad Boris I said hi. And literally, not kidding. Not this time, I'm not planned it. I said you never know who will show up. I mentioned LPW, and look who's here.
This lighting, I look better here than I do at home.
What's up, Boris? I literally said we didn't have a guest planned today. We had no real plan of what we were going to do. And I said, you never know who will show up. And you literally jumped in the room. What's up?
I want to plug the Patreon, because I've seen some of the guys getting ready for their imitation game matches tonight. And everything's on point.
What is an imitation game match? What is that?
You don't know what that is?
No. I don't know what that is.
Is that a fancy way to say Halloween costume match?
You don't know what an imitation game match is?
No, it's a good movie. Though. It's a great movie.
What movie?
Imitation Game.
That's a movie. Oh, is that a movie? I've never seen it.
I don't know if the match has anything to do with the movie, but it's a good movie.
No, what we've got tonight is we have various Love Wrestling superstars who will be taking the form of some of your favorite. Hi, Mike. Some of your favorite athletes. For example, the part of Mankind tonight will be played by the Canadian Goose Kyle Shaw.
So
it's like Punk will be played by Jack Pride. The part of Jeff Hardy will be played by T.Y. Jackson. It's going to be very, very fun.
The part of Loser will be played by Barack Arani. Boom!
We can't afford him on the Thursday shows, right, Spencer?
Barack's got too high.
Because he's too juicy.
Yeah, he's too juicy.
Well, I thought you were going to say something else for a second there, and I was going to have
No.
No Barack Arani tonight, but this is going to be fun, and I believe these are available on the Patreon, are they not?
Yes, they are.
So that's if you need more of an incentive to sign up for the Patreon, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and I don't know why you would need more of an incentive.
I'm on the Patreon.
Yeah,
like my interviews.
You get to watch all these shows. You get all the audio formats of all our live shows. I mean that right there sells it enough. I did not know. Now, when it's imitation game like that, is it they're in costume, or are they imitating like an actual famous match from these people back in the day?
It's not necessarily imitating a famous match per se, but it will be in the personas of.
You're not throwing Goose off of Hell in the Cell.
No, we're not doing that.
We have
the balcony
floor up
I was going to say you're not throwing him off the balcony, like
JPJ. You've been here. Don't give these guys any ideas.
Yeah, balcony.
Also,
that could be
tonight is your first chance to get your new Short Kings T-shirt.
Yes, very good, very awesome shirt.
I'm just selling things, and you can come say hi to me too. So,
are you going to send me a Short King shirt?
No. Are you going to send me $30 Canadian?
Sure.
You probably have that in your couch right now. $30 Canadian.
Maybe. What's that, like 9 American?
Yeah, that's nice of you to think. That's nice of you to think I have a couch.
True. Like hard times now.
Yeah, I'm from.
Hard times down here.
It's America.
When Mrs. Plug is mad at you, that's what you sleep on, right? All right.
To be fair, before you go, when Mrs. Pluggo gets mad at me, I don't have to sleep on the couch. I got to sleep on the bed because she goes to your house.
Wow.
He didn't deny it.
That's why I got these bags under my eyes.
That's a long travel.
Have fun tonight, boys.
Yes, this is full-size.
Full-size Snickers is in the house. He's leaving. He'll be commentating all night long.
This is on Apple, so I don't know how it works, so I'm just going to do this.
If you close the browser, it kills the stream. Be careful. Okay, that didn't kill the stream. Thank God. Last time, I don't know, was that you? Was that you that episode that Spencer shut the browser and it completely ended our show?
Yeah. What do you
No.
mean? Of course it was me. I was here.
Why
Why wouldn't I? Yeah.
I don't remember because we've had some weird mishaps over the years.
We got Scott Ophelia in the chat. Welcome in, gang.
Happy belated birthday, Ophelia Payne. This is the first time I've got to be on stream since your birthday. You share a birthday with my lovely Owen. You guys rock. Happy birthday. I hope it ruled.
Hell yeah. She got ice cream, dude.
Dude, she got ice cream?
Yeah.
So did Owen.
Hell yeah, dude.
We went for ice cream and he
if you ain't getting ice cream on your birthday, what are you doing? You know? What are you really doing?
This is true. So yeah,
like,
Owen,
I would prefer ice cream over cake for 1,000 times out of 1,000.
I prefer cake over ice cream.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That means. Are you trying to be dirty? I don't know.
Cake? Cake? It's cake now, dog. You got to get with the times, man.
I don't have to get with the times.
They don't call it.
The times need to get with me.
Cake
need to get with me.
Well, pie is the front, cake is the back. It's too early in the evening to be going down them rabbit holes. What am I doing?
I don't know anything about these rabbit holes. You're the one with the perverted mind. I didn't do nothing. I'm just sitting here. Get your mind out of the gutter. How about that?
I mean,
before you get us kicked off of YouTube. Unbelievable.
Well, then our services will be up for grabs. If you didn't get us kicked off of streaming platforms yesterday or Tuesday.
Oh, what did I do yesterday?
Oh, you were cursing up a storm. Football.
You're allowed to swear.
Yeah. So I didn't say anything inappropriate. I said cake and pie are delicious.
They are.
That's not. I didn't say one naughty word, man.
There is. Well, we are. It's Thanksgiving is soon, so pies are going to be, essential Thanksgiving meal.
Have you started talking to Mama Poolin about your Thanksgiving plans so she doesn't yell at you this year?
No. I have an idea of where we're going to the same place we always go, so it's just kind of
because last year we went live with LJ for the first time and she was not having it.
Yeah, she was not thrilled that I had to leave early. She was not thrilled
that you got there late because we started.
Because we recorded it. Yes, we recorded it in the morning, so I had to be there late. And yeah,
we went live at 10 a.m.
Did we?
Yeah, we went live for the first time at 10 a.m. and
I know we did it. Yeah.
You were like, she can't. She's mad because I'm gonna be there later than usual.
Yeah.
Because I'm supposed to be there first thing in the morning, and I was like, oh shoot. But I said it's Ella J. What are you gonna do?
I got there, and she was very. She was all right. She's an Italian mother. You know how if you've been around an Italian mother, you know how they are. When you mess up their plans, it don't go well. That's true. It's one of those things where
that's fair.
She was expecting the same thing that we've been doing for 30 years. And I was like, hey, a little bit of a switch up here. And she was like, Ma, what the hell are you doing? And I was like, sorry, Ma. Sorry.
Like, Ma, I gotta try to get famous.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So what do we do? I mean,
all right,
world famous. So normally, I guess because I texted you that I didn't want to forget about it, and while it's fresh in my mind, we don't usually talk about SmackDown because it's so far in the past. By the time we get to Beards, with everything that we usually have going on, we don't even mention it. But we'd be crazy to not say. The Motor City.
Why do you said that the other day too?
I know.
You say Kansas Shitty during our
Kansas Shitty.
football.
I did.
What's going on?
Because they are
City.
I don't know. Maybe I've got like a speech
you
impediment.
You said Kansas Shitty, and now you just said Motor Shitty.
Motor Shitty. I like Shitty over City. I guess.
I mean, it's a better. Yeah,
it's a better. I probably
in a row.
I probably say the word shitty more than I say city.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, the Motor City Machine Guns made their SmackDown debut. They officially signed and they're there and they got a match. It was supposed to be against the LWO. It ended up being a triple threat match to determine the number one contenders. Tomorrow they're going to fight DIY, which I think is absolutely going to rule. And all I'm going to say is this: that absolutely ruled. And you already know what I'm going to say. Put the belts on them right away. They're different. It was a good presentation. Don't have them lose right away. Come on. If you're going to put them in the championship match.
Yeah. I think they're going to win tomorrow. I think they win tomorrow because you know what I think is going to happen tomorrow, Plugger. I think the Street Profits are turning heel and they're going to cost DIY that match.
I would be down for that.
Because I think the Street Profits, didn't they pin him at the same time and they were pissed in the back because Montez wasn't the legal guy. That's what they said, but it was a double.
Montez just got in the way of the camera when they were raising that. It's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
So I feel like the Street Profits could use a little change of attitude here. So I feel like they are going to cost DIY that match tomorrow, and Motor City Machine Guns will win. I agree with you that I do think they should put the belts on Motor City Machine Guns right away. I think how you do that is when you have that tag match either at Crown Jewel next week, the Usos fuck up it.
But
because the bloodline causes the bloodline to lose the belts. Now, again, I know that would be like 2 matches in a row that Motor City Machine Guns would like have extra crap happen for them to win. So
but the key word there is win.
I agree.
We talk about it all the time with debuts and this kind of thing and that. We talked about it with Ricochet. We talked about it with Julia. Like and it's the tag titles. It's the tag titles. It's not like you guys put a lot of emphasis and prestige into this belt anyway. Just, it was cool. They showed out their first night. Let it keep rolling tomorrow. Beat DIY. That match is going to absolutely rock. And then just let them win the titles and build around them, because damn it, it's time that you go all in on one of these big signings and don't do shenanigans and chicanery and be like, oh, well, they lost the titles by disqualification. We're going to run it back 6 times and then they've got to earn it. Just let them have it. Just let them have it. They're good. Yeah. It was good. I liked it. It was different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I expected them to win that match. I didn't think they were going to.
For sure.
But
there's no doubt in my mind when they signed at 7:00, which was also interesting, by the way.
Well, you didn't like that?
I just was like, did SmackDown start an hour early? Like, what do everybody's talking about, you know?
It was a different way for them to
do it. It was a different way to do it.
Everybody knew it was Motor City Machine Guns. Everybody knew it was going to be them debuting, but instead of just letting the debut happen on SmackDown, they released it a little bit earlier in the day on their social medias of Nick Aldis in the office actually saying, like, I've known you guys a long time and I've been waiting for this day to be able to give you this, which I thought was nice, because they were in TNA together forever.
He's like, I've been waiting for this day since I took this job.
Yeah, it's like, well, bitch, why didn't you get me here a year and a half ago when you took this job?
Yeah, this was the moment.
It's taking a year and a half.
Yeah, what were you waiting on, Nick?
Man,
Nick, what are you doing?
You've been waiting for this day. You got here a while ago, bro. Come on now.
But no, they're here. It's awesome. Because again, this is my other caveat to this is like, you signed the Motor City Machine Guns for a reason, because you're trying to tell us, the fans, that you care about your tag team division. You're starting to, you want to build a better tag division, because you don't sign these 2 guys who are absolutely like legendary in the tag game, if not.
Yep.
So put it on them, shoot it to the moon, let it be a thing. Don't give me the BS. Just give it to me. That's all I'm asking. Don't do the thing where it's like, Cora Jade's going to come out and screw him.
Oh, cool.
I'm still salty about Julia not winning that match on the CW, but that's just me.
Yeah, but Roxanne, dude.
I know. But I also think Roxanne should be up there right now
in the main roster.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen. I would be shocked if she is not in the Royal Rumble and like up for good at the Royal Rumble.
For sure.
I would be shocked. Yeah. So that happened. All right. So Friday, that happened. We also saw Jey Uso show up on Friday to confront his younger brother Solo, and the Bloodline had a little bit of a stare down in the back with Roman. Kind of told Roman, "Nah, still not about it, bro." Even though he went to SmackDown, which, I mean, you're a little bit about it, Jay. Otherwise, you wouldn't have went. You're a little bit about it.
Good call. And his rationale was like, I'm here to try to talk some sense into you, Solo. And it's like, couldn't you just call him?
No, well, Solo's not going to pick up. Solo's a prick.
Leave him a message.
He ain't going to listen to that shit. Come on.
Even stop. Full stop. Somebody you didn't like called you, left you a voicemail.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be the at least bit curious what the
Maybe.
voicemail said.
I
You'd
don't know.
listen
I get
to
the vibe.
it.
I get the vibe from Solo. He wouldn't care. I don't think he cares anyway. But
If Paul O'Neill called you tomorrow,
first of all, how
said-
the hell would I know?
it said,
it's not like he's a contact on my phone.
you listen to the voicemail and you go, "Oh, this motherfucker's mad at me."
Unbelievable. You know what really makes me angry is in MLB The Show, he has a dominant card that is like really good, and I'm just like, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. But anyway,
Do you use it?
I have used it. Yeah, it's a 99 overall. But that's because I needed
Ooh.
to grind missions with it. Once I was done with that, he's never on the team. But I go up against him a lot, and it's a good card.
He's not on the All Elite Baseball squad.
No, you don't make that. Never.
Yeah.
Not now, not ever. Not now, not ever, as the kids say. Is that what the kids say? They would. I don't know.
Yeah. He ain't ever making the team.
So that happens on Friday.
Yeah.
Fast forward to Monday night.
Which, by the way, to tie the bow on Friday, I really enjoyed. I thought SmackDown was
very good.
I thought it was very good on Friday. I'm like now back invested into this bloodline stuff with all this. It's good stuff.
Yeah. And SmackDown, obviously, it ended with Roman and Jimmy, Big Jim.
Just getting
destroyed again. Just destroyed.
Roman,
again.
Quit being such an alpha. You need some help.
Well, Roman did tell Jey, "Hey, I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you." And Jey was like, "No yeet, man.
No yeet, doc.
No yeet." So then we fast forward to Monday. Obviously, more things happen on Raw, and I liked Raw. I thought Raw was really good too. The Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed stuff throughout the show, but specifically to start the show, was very, very good. The opening brawl to start the show was awesome. I know you texted me about it and you tweeted about it. You were like, "That ruled." That was a lot of fun, and then it kind of just went throughout the whole kind of first half of Raw. They were just every time one of them was on screen, the other one was attacking them, and it was just chaos to the point where Adam Pearce was downright just yelling. He was just yelling at both these guys in the back.
I am surprised he didn't put a stipulation on that match in that moment.
Yeah, it's fair.
He just went, "You two are going to fight at Crown Jewel." And it's like, yeah, but these two ain't going to have just a wrestling match at Crown Jewel. You're going to have to put like no DQ or falls count anywhere, last man standing, because that thing will get thrown out in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah. I also think this isn't going to be a one and done. I think this is the first match of a bunch.
But an unhinged, Bronson's really showing out. Bronson looks like the star I think we all thought he was going to be years ago, and they've really figured out a way to highlight his strengths, which is just being a badass and being a big. But Seth again is flipping the switch, and when he came out and he's like, and he threw that mic and he's just fired up, and he's not even he's so pissed at Bronson. He's like, "I don't even care. I don't want y'all chanting. Just cut my music. Let's fight." It was a really cool moment for Seth too. So I'm psyched on this. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And then they had. All right. So then we have the main event of Raw. It's Jey Uso. It's Braun Breaker. It's a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship. Great main event.
Yeah.
But at the end, or towards the end, we see Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu walking through the crowd, taunting Jey. Solo does the thing where he's got the tickets. He goes, "I got tickets, man. I got tickets. You got my 2 seats." They're doing that. Jey obviously gets distracted. He's yelling at them. He's barking at them.
So technically he's trespassing once he gets involved.
Well, I was going to say, then the Tongans show up out of nowhere and they start getting involved first. And then, that all happens. People come out, blah, blah, blah. Adam Pearce gets down there. They remove the Tongans. At that point, there's kind of chaos happening. So Solo and Jacob Fatu hop the rail. And brother, can I tell you this? The way they shot the camera angle, you see Jey, you see Solo, and then out of nowhere, you just see Braun Breaker come into screen and give a super spear to Solo Sikoa, and I screamed. I am from my couch. I was like, oh, he hit Solo. I screamed. And then there's a beautiful thing in wrestling when, as a wrestling fan, you don't know you need something until you see it.
Yeah.
And then once you see it, you're like, I want that immediately. Because when Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu had that stare down,
Yeah.
oh my God, Pluggo. Oh my God. I'm having, how The Rock does, I'm having goosebumps. I was like, oh, and you could hear the crowd. The crowd immediately was screaming, like, oh. And I think everybody in that moment collectively was like, I didn't even think about this. I never thought about this, but yes, give it to me. You know what I mean? And
that's why to all of the fans on the internet who said, what was the point of Jay's title run? Jay's buried.
No, it solidified him.
You need to settle down.
Yeah.
That's what. Look at the tag. It says no yeet, no problem. He is a dominant tag team wrestler for his entire career. He finally gets a singles gold after 14 years. He's the most over guy on the roster. Yep. He did the work. He beat Braun Breaker. We didn't think he was going to do that. He got his title run, but this bloodline stuff is superseding that, and now we're getting stare downs with Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu. That's awesome. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Jay's got some really good stuff to tell coming up.
Yeah,
he'll be fine.
He's gonna be more than fine. He's gonna be involved in the biggest story in the company.
Buried. If anything, he just made Braun Breaker look even better.
Yeah.
And we're going to get that as a byproduct of this, too, as an IC champ. And I think this second reign is going to be better than the first.
Well, here's the thing.
Calm down, Internet. Calm down. I'm usually with you. I freak out, too. But not
Why would
here.
everybody freak out?
I don't know. It's the Internet, man.
Because it was a quick title? Not again. Yeah. I feel like this is because
it was quick because we buried Jey Uso.
This is the first time under the Triple H era that there's been like a relatively quick title. Oh, he had it for what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks, something like that, which is perfectly fine. Because you know what, that title win wasn't a title win where it was like, oh, now Jay's going to hold this belt for 2 years. That was a title win to solidify Jey Uso as he can win a big match because he wasn't winning big matches.
Let me ask you this. How many of those title matches did we sit on this program and go, Jay ain't winning that one, man. He ain't winning that one. But he's still over every time he loses. And guess what now? Would you rather at Survivor Series have Jey Uso in an Intercontinental Championship match against whoever they decide to be the challenger at that point? Or do you want a pissed off Jey Uso getting screwed over by Solo and his bloodline going, I ain't with you, Roman, but I'll be with you because I want to take he's going to show out in that War Games match because that's where they're going. Yeah. So you don't need the IC title for that.
No.
It's about family, which, Vin Diesel taught us anything, family before everything.
Fair.
You should watch that. Was that Fast and Furious?
Yeah, there's like 11 of them.
Yeah, and I'm sure, and the theme throughout all of them was family.
Family, dude.
Family. So it's going to hit harder. It's going to be fine. I sat there and I watched these people just being like, you buried Jey Uso. Jey Uso is unburiable. I don't think there's anything you could do outside of just releasing him from WWE that would bury him from the company.
No, the crowd's in on
they love him. We all, my 6-year-old will just yeet randomly in the house. That he's 6. He doesn't know what's going on, but he knows how to yeet.
Yeah.
He's fine.
The crowd's in on it.
This bloodline story is going to rule. It's going to be great. I'm glad it's all back. It's perfect. It's going to set it up. I usually am the quick to get mad. On this one, I was like, I want to see how this goes. I think this is a better move. Because you know what's better than one Intercontinental title run? 2.
Well, yeah. Well,
Braun Breaker's now a 2-time Intercontinental champion.
Yeah. And look at I felt, again, as good as I felt for Jey Uso winning that Intercontinental Championship, I felt the way that people are feeling about Jey Uso right now. I felt that way about Braun Breaker more than I feel that way about Jey Uso. because the Jey Uso thing makes 100% sense to me. He needs to go over here.
Yeah.
Like you said, the more important thing for him is over here. And he doesn't need that.
He may not want to fight with Roman and Jimmy, but he's going to have to.
Yeah.
And why not? This is how you get it done.
Yeah, now he's going to want to because they took something from him.
Yeah, he's
so now
motivated.
He has reason. He has reason.
And to top it off, now he has reason to want to join Roman, and Roman still to this point has said no yeet.
Roman was kind of kissing his ass.
Kind of a little bit, but he didn't quite say yes. So now it's like, oh, now you want me? But you see, it's this weird, like, why can't you two just want each other at the same time?
Yeah. I'm very intrigued because once Jey joins, the last piece is Sammy. Well, Heyman's got to come at some point too.
Yeah, they were mentioning the Wise Man a lot on Friday.
They did. And they're in Brooklyn. They're in Brooklyn tomorrow night. New York is Heyman territory. I would not be shocked if we see the return of Paul Heyman tomorrow night. Wasn't he taken out in New York too at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah,
that's when they took him out. They're back in New York and Brooklyn. I think Heyman's coming back tomorrow on SmackDown.
You get more out of a Jey Uso title loss than you would have out of him retaining.
Yeah,
100%.
So I think you get the Wise Men back tomorrow. Then Jey probably joins. I don't know if they'll do that tomorrow too, but within the next couple weeks, before it's Crown Jewel, Jey will align with Roman. And then the last piece is Sammy. And I'm very intrigued on how they do that. I'm very intrigued. Yeah. I kind of want it to have to be that Roman, because Sammy and Jey became friends. They were the arch rivals. Jey didn't trust Sammy.
Yeah,
but then when everything became kosher, they became tight, and now they're still tight because of leaving the bloodline.
Because they're both baby faces.
Yes, so now they're still tight, right?
Yeah.
So Jey and Sammy are tight. I know that Jey can go recruit Sammy, but I want it that Roman needs to go talk to Sammy and be like, "Hey, I want Roman to be the one that goes."
I think Roman should be the one that recruits all of them.
100%.
Because 100%. He's the one that said he didn't need any of them. Yeah. And he was the one that made this ship go. And now that it looks like, because listen, we all on paper know Roman Reigns is levels above Solo Sikoa, but in the story that they're telling, Solo and his bloodline have left them laying every SmackDown since Roman's been back. So clearly, Roman, you need to start kissing a little ass and get your boys back together. And that's the babyface thing to do, Roman. So get it done because, God damn it, that's going to rule. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it should be. So before Raw, we had some news in the WWE. As in the afternoon, a report came out that Samatha Irvin, the ring announcer for Raw, was leaving WWE and leaving like immediately, like wasn't even going to be on Raw that night. And then on Raw, we saw the return of Lillian Garcia. And then it was announced during the show that Lillian's back full time.
Shout out to Josh Robinson for his interview with Lillian Garcia before she signs back with WWE full time. That's awesome. I think it's Josh's doing. I think Josh had something to do with this.
100%. He certainly did.
Josh called up Triple H and said, Trips, Samantha's out. Lillian's in. I'm making the call. Good on you, Josh.
Go check out that interview. It's a very, very good interview with Josh and Lillian.
For sure.
Yeah, so she's back full time. And, you know, she was okay on Raw, a little rusty. But she was all right on Raw. But, you know, Samatha Irvin, very, very adored. Very well loved by the wrestling community. It's a big loss. She was very good at her job.
Legend.
Very good at her job. Yeah, I mean, okay. The way that I feel about it is, and I think Spencer, because we were talking about it on Firmly on Tuesday, Firmly WWE, and Spencer put it a good way. He was like, losing good talent is losing good talent, no matter where it is in the show. And I was like, I 100% agree. And she was really good talent. And she was a very good ring announcer. People loved her. She was very good with the fans. The other wrestlers and performers loved her. You heard all and saw all the admiration that the wrestlers and people in WWE were giving her when this news broke. My thing was, and this is not about the individual, so I need to separate it, but like, it's a ring on it. Like, why are we, our friend Warren Hayes on Blue Sky, he put out what do they call him? What do you call him on Blue Sky?
A post?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
He put out a post and it just said, man, you'd think that Roman Reigns just quit WWE. And I laughed at it because I was like, that's how some people are reacting. And I'm like, look, I like her. She's great. But like on the higher, like,
yeah, on the higher, we watch wrestling. We watch wrestling for wrestling. Just like if you watch the NBA, you're not bummed that
I'm not watching the Celtics game to hear the PA guy.
Right.
But that's not why I'm there.
But I will say this. I found her to be, I'm a little different. I'm a different cat. I'm a different vibe. Like, I know that there's a group of people that didn't like the way McAfee approached it because it was different. They said he made it about him.
Yeah, they made him different.
But I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked that Samatha Irvin had a little flavor, a little different. She was calling, the way she says Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to do it justice. I think she's fantastic. And yes, she's a good talent. Is it ultimately going to hurt the overall product? No.
Probably not.
Is she fantastic at what she did? In my opinion, yes. I thought she was great. I will miss her calling those matches because and to preface this, like, as I was thinking about it and her popularity, and it's huge. She's got a huge fan base that loves her. Like, WrestleMania weekend, I posted simply that I thought she killed it. It did awesome. And it was one of the most like divisive comment sections I've ever seen. And it was very, very popular post in the sense that like you either loved her or you hated her. But yes, at the end of the day, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think like I'm going to tune into, Raw and be like, shit, the show's not great because Samantha's not there, but it does suck she's not there. I don't know what she's going to do next.
Well, I think they said, because immediately once this news comes out, everyone's like, she's going to AEW.
She's engaged. She's engaged to Ricochet.
And it was where Ricochet had to come out and say, like, dude, like he put a tweet out, like, she's not coming to AEW. Like, relax. Like, she's not coming to AEW.
Maybe she is. Maybe he has to say that.
I believe it's music. It's music related. I've heard.
I'm sure.
Focus on a music career or something like that.
Which she's a good singer, so she sings, but. Which, the AEW thing, I don't know how it sounded like she just kind of told him she was leaving that day. I don't know if her contract was up. I don't know if she just up and decided to quit.
So that was another. So the discourses that came out immediately, because you just know how the internet works nowadays, was she's going to AEW and that everybody was acting like she gave them no notice. I guess, obviously, Ricochet came out personally and said she's not coming to AEW, so take that for what it is.
Yeah.
And then I believe it was reported after that she gave WWE like a month's notice. Like she told them a month ago, or there was I don't know the exact, but there was a little bit of time that she told them like, hey, this is my plan. I'm planning on leaving. And I think that's kind of why when you look back on it, we had that moment a few months ago where Lillian Garcia was in the ring with Samatha Irvin and everybody thought it was kind of a passing of the torch moment.
Maybe she was
looking back on it.
She was passing it back.
Yes.
She goes, I want this.
I feel like looking back on it, that might have been right around the time that maybe she did tell them and they were like, all right, Lillian's around. We're in her town or she's around. We're going to bring her on. You guys are going to do a little thing in the ring so people remember Lillian. They go, oh, shit, Lillian.
Yeah. And then Lillian was in the crowd at the Bad Blood show.
Correct.
So they started like putting her face out there more, going, oh, Lillian, I remember the good old days with Lillian, which Lillian's dope. Lillian's great. Now,
they gave her the wrong cue cards on Monday, though, because she was announcing people that weren't even out there.
She's a little rusty.
Announcing people that weren't even out there.
She was one when she left the first time. It was kind of a bummer because, like you said, like Spencer said,
she had been doing it forever, and she left. And was like, holy crap, she's out. Who's going to do it now?
Good talent at every spot is important. But yeah, like we said, Jey Uso losing the title, he'll be fine. They don't have Samatha Irvin. WWE's gonna be fine. They'll be fine, and they'll figure it out. And I'm hoping it was an amicable split where it was like, we wish you the best, and I hope more stuff doesn't come out that it was a more, it was bad blood between the two, because I think she's very talented. If she has a music career, I'm going to follow her. I'm excited to see what she does. But at the end of the day, you're right. It is just a ring announcer. It is. We watch wrestling for the wrestling. The rest of it, the frills around it.
And look, that's just a personal preference. If you feel a different way, we all watch wrestling different. Just for me, when I'm tuning into a wrestling show, the ring announcer is not anywhere near the top of the things that I'm focusing on or that matter to me. Like, if you're a good ring announcer, great. That enhances the show for sure. But like, to me, I'm like, on the list of things important to me on my weekly wrestling show, the ring announcers are near the bottom. They're just not that important to me in general.
Here's how I'll say to that is, you're right, but here's what I would say: you definitely want good people in those spots, because if they screw up, they become a focal point and take away from the show. I think what was happening with Samatha was she was so different from other ring announcers that we'd had in the past that old heads were like, hey, she's making it about herself.
Exactly. She's getting too big.
It's
like this
too
is
much.
this is becoming a thing.
Like, why is she crying over that? Like, she's just she's a part of the show.
Yeah.
She's emotional. She's calling the wrestlers' names in her own style, and not everybody's like I use McAfee as an example for Raw, but McAfee on College Game Day gets flamed constantly because the old college heads are like, this ain't what college football is all about. You're out here taking your shirt off, being ridiculous. But it's different, and it doesn't mean it's wrong. But yes, at the end of the day, is she going to stop the juggernaut that is the WWE for not being there? No. But she was good at what she did, so good on her. Go do her thing. If she ends up in AEW, so be it. Who cares? Shut up. It's her choice. And you know what? She'd be fine over there. I think Justin Roberts does a pretty good job. So she probably wouldn't ring announce. Maybe find something else for her to do. But if she's gonna go do a music, go do it. Who cares? Good for her.
100%.
Calm down, haters. Why is it in this profession? This is the only profession in the world that people get mad about you going to another place to do the profession that is so niche that you can only do that. You can't be like a WWE superstar, quit WWE and go play in the NBA.
I mean, some people could.
You could, maybe, but you know what I'm saying is like, I lost my wrestling job that I trained my whole life for. I'm going to go to this other wrestling company who's willing to pay me to showcase the talents that I worked my whole life to achieve, because there are only a few wrestling companies that could pay that kind of money.
Yep.
But you better not, you traitor. Oh, how dare they go? Shut up. I hate it. I hate it so much. LeBron James quits the NBA tomorrow. That's a different story, but I'm sure he'd probably try to go play basketball somewhere if he was still in his prime. Yeah. Stephon Marbury went to China and balled out in China after his NBA career was over. Nobody was mad at him for selling out to China.
A lot of baseball players used to go to Japan at the end of their career.
That's a great question, Asian Joe, who, by the way, Asian Joe, I thought about you all day Saturday as an Indiana boy. I'm sorry that you had to sit through that 56-7 just beat down. My guy. Nebraska got the break speed off of him.
Really?
But yeah, what WWE wrestler could translate well into the NBA?
I mean, listen.
Ooh, that's good.
Montez Ford has the hops.
Yeah,
sure.
he does have the hops.
Montez Ford has the hops. I bet you Angelo Dawkins could be a good guy down in the paint.
I bet you
Omos. You put Omos at the center position.
Omos used to play college basketball.
You put Omos at the center position, who's stopping that guy?
I think he had to stop playing because of some injury that just kind of prohibited him from playing, but he's a good one. Dirty Dom and the Chris Anderson.
Would be like a stretch win. Like Dom's not a big man though. Like
no, but he's got the vibe. He's got that like Chris Anderson swag where he go out there and ball a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of Braun Breaker played
Chad Gable at point guard might be dope.
Maybe. See, I don't know if I don't know. I don't think Chad Gable would have good dribbling skills. I feel like he would lack.
But he runs the offense. He runs.
Yeah, he's the brains.
I just need you to listen, Chad. I just need you to dribble up the court and pass it to Montez.
I'm also thinking about like height and things as well. You know what I mean? I could see Kofi having a good perimeter game. Kofi Kingston maybe having a good perimeter game. I bet you Roman Reigns is a naturally good athlete at everything.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me.
Jey Uso.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
Akira Tozawa probably's got some sneaky hops that we don't know about.
Maybe. He's like the
Otis. Just drop Otis down there.
I feel like Akira Tozawa would be the pest. He'd be the guy you put in there that would.
Your three. Akira Tozawa is the prime 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, he's just
spot up in the corner,
stuck on you like paint off when you have the ball and you're like, can I get this guy not guarding me, please?
3-and-D all day.
It's annoying.
Oh, he's the Tony Allen of WWE.
Well, we all know that our homegirl Bailey would be the best of all of the NBA players, for sure.
Yeah.
She should have made the All-Star game this year. We asked her about that.
She said she's going to try to be in the Celebrity All-Star game this year, and we've been pushing it for a while now. Now that the NBA season is fully back, we'll probably push it more. Fun other question that we had from the Kicking Out podcast when we posted earlier, we weren't sure what to talk about. This is a good one before we dive deeper into some more wrestling. What wrestling show / venues or both do you want are on your bucket list? Tell us in the chat. JPJ, what's on your bucket list of places you would want to go see some wrestling or a particular show that you would want to see? He goes,
Well, I've kind of had the luxury of doing a lot when it comes to that. Like I've been to I've been to all the main four. I've been to Mania. I've been to a Rumble. I've been to a SummerSlam. I've been to a Survivor Series. I've been to a Money in the Bank. So I've had the luxury of doing that and again, I live 30 minutes from Boston, so they're around me a lot. Not as much lately the last few years, guys. But
it's probably because they know you're spoiled.
But I've had the luxury. I will say, that NXT show that's going to the ECW arena, that would be very high on my list.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Seeing a show at the ECW arena would be very high on my list. Seeing a show at the Hammerstein Ballroom would be very high on my list.
Like a WWE show, or would you be down to go see GCW?
I would see whatever, but if I could see like if AEW decided to run Hammerstein, or like I would be down. So it's like kind of those venues. Like I was able to see one wrestling show at Madison Square Garden when The Rock came back and teamed with Cena against The Miz and R-Truth at Survivor Series. I was there for that.
That's cool.
So I got to see one in Madison Square Garden, which was like a bucket list thing because it's the Mecca. Yeah,
I want to go to. I've never been to a Royal Rumble.
You got one coming in your neck of the woods.
I do got one coming in my neck of the woods in February. It's the first week of February now.
Listen, the Rumble's always January. I don't care.
I don't care if it's February 15th.
I don't give a shit at all.
It's January. I don't care if they do it in June. That's January
to me. Stay January to me.
So the Royal Rumble, which is coming around the neck of the woods, so I hopefully will be able to knock that off the list. In terms of Buck, I don't know. I'll just go wherever.
I mean, I would love to go to All In London. That would be a
big
thing.
Be fun.
That would be a big thing for me.
A good one.
All in London. And I would love to go to a WWE international show, just kind of anywhere.
Just sit there and enjoy.
Like if it was Puerto Rico, for any of these international shows they've been doing, I would love to be in the arena for that. And just obviously I wouldn't know all the chants being a dumb American in there, but I would just sit back and kind of be like, this is incredible. Like just to be a part of that.
You'd be like, yep.
Craziness.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'm trying to think if there's always
yes,
just not
the Saudi shows, not the Saudi shows. I'm not talking about those ones.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a whole nother vibe. But yeah, for me, it's always been like I think it would be cool to go to the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania, of course, I've never been to one either, but like I don't know if that's like the coolest thing because I just love the Royal Rumble's my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Oh yeah,
so. I'm just going to default to the answer. Shout out to the Kicking Out podcast for that question in our chat, which if you ever want to ask us a question wrestling related, go to Between Two Beards on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and ask us. We're an open book around here. 100%. Asian Joe, I love you. And he's part of the Mark Order podcast. We've been on that program a few times. We're in their bullpen.
Yeah.
Warm their arms when they need us.
Yeah. Whenever they need a fresh arm.
Ooh, he'd love to see a show at
that
the
would be
Tokyo
good.
Dome. Yeah, that would be like a Wrestle Kingdom or something.
Yeah, that would be a big one.
cool.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom would be a big one.
Just to see that.
I'm not the most avid New Japan guy, but Wrestle Kingdom is, that would be a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
This is kind of off the beaten path, but I did watch the documentary for the Tournament of Death once, and I just thought, wouldn't that be kind of like an interesting thing to take in? Like, not something that maybe I would do. Like a blood sport would be fun to one time to say that I was there, or like the GCW Tournament of Death, like just to be in the village, just to feel the vibe of that. Like, it's not necessarily my favorite style of wrestling, but I like different and like unique little niches like that. So I'd be down. I'd be down. Listen, if anybody wants to send me to any wrestling show that they've got, I'll go. 100%, I'll go.
Yeah.
You just, got to help me get there.
Yeah. If I could have like a fantasy booking bucket list, I would love to see SummerSlam at Fenway Park. I think Fenway Park.
Cool.
I think Fenway Park. It would be a smaller event for them. It's a small stadium because it's so old. But I think an outdoor summer big wrestling show, Grand Slam as well at Fenway could work if they wanted to try somewhere else.
I was going to say, and then have Sammy Guevara jump off the Green Monster.
You could have, or probably Darby would be the one. But
Sammy do it too. He's nuts.
I think Fenway Park, if it was in the summertime where it was the right atmosphere, I think that would be a very cool looking venue for a show with the Green Monster. I feel like you could do a lot of good stuff. I think
By the way,
cool. That's me just being a homer fantasy booking. Like, give me a big pay-per-view at Fenway outside. That would be dope.
By the way, I didn't know it was even a thing until today. The Sox documentary came out on Netflix.
It did.
I started it before the show.
I'm going to finish it. I'm going to watch all of it tonight.
Yeah,
and cry.
I started it. I'm like halfway through the first episode, maybe.
It's
like
so good, man.
It's so good. So they're talking to some dudes that I've never heard, because I'm not.
You've never heard of?
No, not never heard of, not heard from.
Like Mike Timlin? They're talking to Mike Timlin, Alan Embry. They got them all there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You talked to Grady Little.
Exactly. Like, when's the last time you ever thought you're from Boston, so you hear these dudes all the time?
No, we don't. I haven't heard from Grady since they fired his ass.
That's what I'm saying. The most prominent memory of Grady Little I have is that he left Pedro in. Yeah. That's it.
They go heavy on that. He
said some stuff in that first episode that I was like, yeah, you're definitely an out of touch old man.
And I was like, immediately. So they talked to Grady early on, and then immediately they talked. First of all, John Henry. They talked to John Henry in this. He actually showed up, and actually we heard his.
The floor is vibrating. Are you complaining, ma'am?
What do you mean? Why would the floor be vibrating?
Because I'm yelling so loud. Oh. Hi, Mrs. Pluggo.
They talked to John Henry. They talked to John Henry in this thing, so I'm glad to see that he's still alive, because he doesn't show up for a fucking thing when it comes to anything doing with the Red Sox. Bum. But anyway, they talked to John Henry, and almost immediately, like, you can tell. So they're talking about the first episode. I haven't watched all of it. I saw like the first 15 minutes, but like the first episode is about them losing to the Yankees in 2003. And then from there, it's going to go on to, what happened after that. And they talked to Grady Little, and it's the first time I've seen Grady since the shit happened. And I'm like, wow, Grady Little's here. They're going to talk to him about it. And he says some fucking weird stuff, like some off-colored things that an old white dude would say. California. California.
Hold on. Oh, I'm Ryan. I'm from the other side.
All right.
I had a tough upbringing, Marissa. You wouldn't understand.
Living on the OC in my beach house. So such a tough.
Actually, maybe I should bring back the emo swoop.
I don't know. I would say no. But the owners are there, and immediately they're like, "Yeah, we didn't like Grady Little." Like immediately, like Tom Warner, the first thing he says was, "Yeah, the first time I met," and I don't know if he's just saying it now with revisionist history, but he literally says on camera, the first time I met Grady Little, my first thought was, at some point, this guy's going to make a massive mistake.
And he did.
And I'm like, did you really think that, Tom? Because he's a piece of shit, too. He's one of the owners. I'm like, did you really think that?
I was
just
thinking
saying that now because he did make a mess.
I was just thinking that early on in this documentary series, it was like, is this Moneyball the Red Sox version? Because it was very
talk about Billy Bean a lot.
Yeah, they talked about Billy Bean a lot, and then they were like, Theo was very analytical and Grady was not. And then I was like, oh wait, you mean like the dude in Oakland?
Yeah.
Art Howe?
They asked Theo. They go, hey, when you were watching Pager out there in the 8th at Yankee Stadium, what were you thinking? And Theo's response, he just goes, what the fuck are we doing? That's how you know he's one of us. That's how you know he's one of us. Speaking of baseball, World Series starts tomorrow. Thank God. Waiting 5 days for no reason. The friggin' NLCS ended last Sunday. The hell am I waiting till Friday for? The joke.
Double. Which
absolute joke.
They don't want to compete with that juggernaut NFL. I told you this yesterday. They don't want to compete with that. They didn't want to compete with AEW yesterday. No. I do agree. I do agree that starting the World Series on a Friday night is a weird decision.
They should have started it yesterday.
Because like even the NBA is like, we're starting on Tuesday, dude.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Friday night, 8:00, it's harder. That's a death slot.
Yeah.
Wait. She said, Mrs. Pluggo has spoken. I don't think you're allowed to mock Ryan. You discuss half-naked men touching each other every week. But, at least I do it from the right side of the tracks, Mrs. Pluggo.
Yeah.
Ryan's over there in his
Don't hate us because we like real art.
Yeah, Ryan's over there in his wife beater, making bad life decisions.
Which one's Ryan? Is he the bad boy?
He's the bad boy. And then Seth's like, hey, Ryan.
Yeah, he's what? Yeah. Brody, Adam Brody is Seth, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. I remember that show. Who was the main girl?
Marissa.
Yes, but what was her real name?
Misha Barton, right?
Misha Barton, that's right.
The reason I know this, and listen, I am 1,000%. I will put myself on blast right now because I love you guys. I am 1,000% the typical husband that goes, "You watch that junk," and then she starts watching it, and I can't stop. And I go,
horny teen drama.
And I go, "Is this?" And then I'm like, "What's up with this?" And she tells me constantly, "Shut up and just watch it." I'm like, "But."
That's why those shows are as famous as they are, because it's literally that shit is so drama and so nonsense that anybody will watch that and go, yeah, I'm in, man.
By the way, Drew, we were talking about the World Series. Your New York Yankees are in it. JPJ.
Hold on, wait a second. Oh God, I almost fucking heaved. Oh,
breaking down the OC. Can we do Melrose Place next?
I loved Melrose Place.
That was a little bit before.
It was always on right after Raw. My 13-year-old self would just put that on. I'd be like, ooh, Heather Locklear, don't mind me.
Isn't wrestling drama nonsense too? Sure, 100%. But
But at the end of the day, right? The thing about wrestling that's different than the OC, and I know the OC has some violence and some stuff like that, but somebody's always getting their ass kicked. Somebody's always getting their comeuppance.
So is the OC. Someone's like,
the main guy was a bad boy. I get it.
Hanging out with rich people.
Yeah. Woo! I get it.
The OC is professional wrestling. You just don't know it yet.
Everything is professional.
Everything is
professional wrestling.
Asian Joe
could not agree.
Asian Joe. This is a family show, my guy.
Could not agree with you more.
When
I wake up, I'm disgusted that this is the truth. But when I wake up tomorrow for the next week to 10 days, we are a Dodgers household. I am a Dodgers household over here.
Drew, then you missed an absolute opportunity to have you talk about Dynamite and have JPJ blow up. Like, come on.
I did not like Dynamite.
I live for the JPJ rant. And if I know he's teetering, I will get him there.
Here's the thing. All right, I hate the Yankees. That's very clear. Everyone knows that. That's not new. But it should be a good World Series. They are the two best teams, I believe.
Yeah.
They got star power throughout both teams. It's the two biggest market. Like, it's a classic matchup, Yankees and Dodgers. It should be a good World Series. I want to see good baseball. I just want to see the Yankees lose every single game of those good baseball.
Can I ask?
I want. What's wrong with that?
Maybe it's because I'm getting older and I'm going to say more mature, but clearly the last 5 minutes of this program have said otherwise.
Yeah.
But That is what you'd want. Like everybody's like, oh, it's the Yankees, Dodgers, the two best teams with the best money, almost money, bought them. What did you want? What do you want? Right? Do you want the Marlins in there?
My thing is like,
listen, do you want the White Sox Marlins World Series? Like, you want the best teams. They have the most star power. You're gonna watch it if you hate both these teams. Because you hate both these teams. I would rather you watch the World Series than not watch it because you're like, the White Sox.
But like, here's my thing, right? I consider myself a baseball fan. I am a Red Sox fan above a baseball fan, but I am a giant baseball fan.
Yeah.
So even though I don't like either of the teams really, because I don't like the Dodgers because they literally bought their way there. Like, I don't like that. And I obviously dislike the Yankees for all sorts of reasons. But I love baseball. The World Series, it should be a very good World Series.
I know you haters are going to hate, but this is ultimately good for baseball.
It's wonderful for baseball.
This is going to get a huge number.
It's the two biggest media markets. It's Judge versus Ohtani, Garrett Cole, Juan Soto, friggin' Mookie Betts. The only thing that sucks is I have to look at Aaron Boone's stupid face for a week. It's the only thing that sucks because he's a terrible manager. They got there spite him. He's awful. How he still has that job, and now he's definitely not going to lose.
All right.
The easiest path of all time to the World Series, and we beat the Royals and the Guardians. Whoop-de friggin'
Hey, put some respect on Dan Brown's team.
Whoop-de friggin' do. Why don't you beat a real team? Because you're going to face one for the first time, and they're going to wipe the floor with you.
I'm laughing one.
I'm gonna wipe the floor with you
because you're going on the rants that I love. But we didn't have an announced guest, but we have somebody backstage mocking you for talking too much. Before we bring that guest,
we're gonna bring them on.
I need a prediction. I need an official prediction. I didn't ask you yesterday.
Dodgers in 6.
Ooh.
I'm giving the Yankees. I think it could be 5, but because the Yankees.
I'm going to say because it's rigged already, they're going to go to 7, Dodgers in 7.
That would make sense. The league would obviously want to go 7.
I'm going there. Obviously. I'm going to be the conspiracy guy.
I think baseball, though, from an umpire standpoint, is the hardest game to rig.
That's fair.
I think it's the hardest game to rig.
But if I paid JD, what's his name? What's the one? CD Buckner $1 million. I'd listen, man.
Is he still around?
Yeah, he's the worst ump in baseball. Because
Angel. Oh yeah.
No, he's gone. He's gone. Buckner has taken. Buckner has taken.
There's always
the spot.
One. There's always just one old piece of shit.
I swear to God, a few months ago, he missed a strike call by 10 inches. They were like, "What?"
And they probably were like, "What happened?" And he was like, "Don't talk to me. Everyone in this fucking stadium paid money to see me."
He paid money to see me. Don't talk to me. I know Scoops McGee.
That's the problem with umpires, and that's the real. The problem is most of them. Shit. Yeah, the problem is most of them suck.
Umpires. I like how Kimmy just shushed me.
Yeah,
like he can't see that you're mocking him.
You know who else can't see who's back there? Everybody. So why are we dropping names until they're on the screen? Why are we doing that?
Why are we doing that? God,
they're coming on in a second. They're from New York, so I don't want to hear what they have to think about.
Oh, is that? Oh.
They're here to talk about something else. I love them dearly, but they're here to talk about something else. I don't need a Yankee fan coming on my show glowing about the Yankees.
You know what they're talking. I don't know what's going
on. Although she could be a Met fan. I don't know if she's a Met fan over a Yankee
let's
fan.
Just bring
I'm not
her
sure.
On. Just bring her on.
But
let's do this.
Dodgers in 6 is my official choice. I think it could be 5.
I'm going Dodgers.
We have our pal, because we're going to talk some AEW and specifically Ring of Honor.
Oh, God.
And we know that.
Is that why she's coming on to talk about that match yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
But first and foremost, let's bring her on. New York, I assume Yankee fan, although she might not like baseball at all, maybe. York, but I'm not sure. I don't know if we've really had a talk.
The one, the only, Scoops McGee.
McGee.
That's not me.
Scoops McGee.
She doesn't exist.
I have it on good authority that is you.
Who are your sources?
I would never tell. A gentleman never tells.
You can't let your tell. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I can't name my sources.
What kind
I can't name my sources.
You're Scoops McGee. You should know you don't give out your sources,
Scoops
man.
McGee.
Anyway, hi, Kimmy.
Hi, Pluggo.
What brings you to the Beard's neck of the woods?
I was bored. I had nothing to do, and
Wow, great. I'm glad that's what brought you here.
I'm glad
no,
I'm glad it
And-
wasn't, hey, I want to go on a good show to talk. No, I'm fucking
was-
bored.
You know, I was-
bored.
Don't let he's fired up. Don't let him fool
I'm
you.
not fired up. I'm
We're
fine.
happy you're here.
He's
We'll take it
upset
board.
that my
Why
team
not?
made it to the World Series and not his.
No, my team stinks.
But be honest. How many podcasts did you reach out before you got to this one?
None. I
6?
just DM'd JPJ
No.
and said, "Yo, I want to talk about Chris Jericho winning my title." He's like, "Sure, let's do it."
Well, at first, let me just say, she said, y'all have a guest tonight? With the eyeball emoji.
Because if
And
you
I
had
was
a
like,
guess,
Kimmy
I
wants
wasn't
to
gonna
come on.
crash.
I was like, Kimmy wants to come on.
Look. This is why Aisha Joe's here. He's bored watching the Vikings-Rams game. Fair.
What the hell, bro? You should be here because you want to be here, damn it.
Listen, I will tell you, Asian Joe can be here for any
No, I'm
reason
just
that
kidding.
Asian Joe
I'm just kidding.
wants. I don't care. I'm just happy to be in his
I'm
presence
watching
because he is a god.
Yeah, I love
God.
Asian Joe. Asian Joe was in the chat. He's been in the chat for all the Firmly.
And he's
He was
screaming.
vibing with us in the chat earlier today for Firmly AEW.
Oh.
I obviously you did reach out, asked, and I said no. You want to come on? And you were like, yeah, I got to talk about Ring of Honor. And I was like, okay, we'll let you go. I want to talk about AEW as a whole as well.
Oh, sure. I'm here for everything you want to talk about. This
Oh,
is
really?
my favorite. Yes, this is my favorite show to crash. Do you know how many podcasts I get to crash on the daily?
Yeah,
No,
One.
yeah,
This one. Yeah.
yeah. I just want to say
we have a very listen. We had no guests planned, and we've had 2 people show up.
Yeah, I just
Who
want for the
else showed
record,
up?
just
Big
so
Bad Boris
Big Bad
is here.
Boris popped in
We're
at
here.
the end to say hello.
The beginning.
Yes. I just want to let everyone know because I know everybody is waiting with bated breath. Right now in the fourth quarter, the Celtics are beating the Washington Wizards by 30. Okay, so I do because they're going to beat every team by like 20 points because they are dramatically better than everybody. Oh,
Thank you.
They're going to win 65 games again and dominate their way to another championship. And everyone's going to say, oh, easiest, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to say, kiss my ass.
What we do around these parts when he starts doing that is we just go like this. We just start until he's done.
Well, did you see the video of
Speaking
Rollins?
of
He was on some NFL show.
Yes, inside the NFL.
Yeah, and he said the Bears were gonna win and beat the Commanders like 80-0. That's what you just sounded like. And
No, except my thing's factual because they're actually up 32 now. They're actually
Yeah,
up 32.
but then you predicted the whole season, and I don't think.
Well, they're obviously not going to go. They're not going to go undefeated. They're on their.
You still vibing with Asian Joe, my guy?
Yeah, that's just jealousy. That's just jealousy.
Oh,
And
jealous.
Scott says, Kimmy.
If you
are
a basketball fan,
No.
you are completely jealous that I get to watch this team on a nightly basis just dominate. You know, that it is what it is. 2 straight years.
Or you go to a game and be a true fan?
No, way too expensive. Way too
Oh, so
expensive.
you're a fake fan. You don't even go to your team and support them.
No.
So fake fan.
No.
Fake
No.
fan. Yes.
No.
Yes.
So me spending an inordinate amount of money on tickets and then having to buy, you know what I mean? I watch every single game from beginning to end. I can tell you everything about the team.
Not only does Kimmy crash this
I
show,
need
and
to
we
go
love it.
give
He
a
comes out
billionaire
swinging.
more money that he doesn't need.
But if you're such a big fan, like if I was a fan of the Yankees, I probably would have paid the money to go see one of the Yankees games when they weren't thousands of dollars. But I'm not that big of a fan.
I used to go. I used to go when prices were affordable and not ruining America. I went to a lot of games.
Listen, we're in inflation. We have WrestleMania tickets that are like $5,000.
Yeah, see, I'm a fan of
That's
wrestling.
ridiculous. And guess what?
I agree with you. That's why
If
I'm not going.
if I didn't have some of the luxuries that I have, Kimmy, I would never go to a WrestleMania.
Listen,
But that doesn't mean that I
I
don't like wrestling. I'm just not paying that shit because that's insane. That's insane.
agree.
The only team that I like purposefully don't go to watch in the teams I root for are the Boston Red Sox because my owner is a cheap fuck who doesn't spend any money on the team. So I'm not giving him a damn cent. I root for the players. I root for the team. I want them to win. He's not getting a cent until he starts caring about the team again.
Interesting.
That's that. But yes, I will go. I went to a Bruins game last year. I'll probably go to 1, 2 this year.
How many Ring of Honor shows have you gone to, Kimmy?
I've been media at 2. I've been going to Ring of
No,
Honor since
I don't care about media. How many times have you paid money?
I've been going to Ring of Honor since 2011 when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, they're not expensive tickets. I used
But
to go
at
to a
10
lot
years
when they
old,
come around.
was that your money or your parents' money?
Fathers.
Yeah, of course.
So are you
But
a
your
true
dad is a
Ring of
wrestling
Honor
fan, though, right?
then? at
Your
this
dad's a
My
point?
wrestling
dad's
fan?
a wrestling fan, so
Yeah,
my
so
dad
you
went
had the
with
in.
me.
Yeah,
So I
you had the in.
Yeah, I spent quality time with my father. See, now he doesn't want to go to shows with me anymore. But don't worry, guys. He's going to WrestleCade. He made this a big announcement to me this week that he was going to WrestleCade.
Good.
You know, they just announced Bull Nakano
I do know
going
that.
to
I got
WrestleCade.
several messages about that yesterday.
Wow.
Me and Cassidy were talking about. Did you see?
Yes,
Cassidy
I
said
saw.
that he was gonna beat me at Topgolf. I don't know
here
what
we
he's
go.
talking about.
There we go.
Wait, did you see my other tweet
The
that I did a podcast
the bit that
with
never
Ella?
dies. The
No,
bit
wait,
that never dies.
I was doing a podcast with Ella, and she literally said to me before we started, she's like, "You can't talk about Topgolf."
Yeah, I did see that. Good on Ella.
I'm like,
Good on
that's
Ella.
my whole gimmick. What are you talking
Exactly.
about?
So yeah, you got to move. You know, it's been months. You gotta
Months?
you got
Sean
to
tweeted
you got to
about it 3
evolutionize
weeks
the
ago.
character. You got to evolutionize the character.
Then why is Sean still tweeting me about it?
I don't know. I think the only thing that needs to happen is at WrestleCade, you need to find a golf club and you need to take out SRS at the knees. And that's the only thing that needs to happen.
Whoa!
And I think that, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Oh man!
Whoa, I might tell him you said that.
Oh no, that's all right.
He called me a terrible golfer on the interwebs.
He's called me worse on the interwebs. Okay?
That's fair. You guys are feuding. I'm not feuding with him. We're friends. We're friendly.
Oh man,
He threw me under the bus.
I think I have to do this.
No, I'm kidding. Obviously,
Listen, SRS, you're cool in my book, man.
I love SRS, dude. It's a joke. Oh my god, get it together, guys. Go.
Yeah, come on, it's a joke.
Don't paint a picture that ain't there, man.
I don't talk to Sean every day. What is that?
No, absolutely
No,
not, Scoops.
never.
Absolutely not.
He doesn't exist.
All right. So, okay, we're gonna. Listen, I'm good. I'm good at what I do. I just have incredible timing.
I texted you like 20 minutes before this show aired, and then you text me 10 minutes while you were already on the air.
Yeah, and I was like, "What's up? You want to come on? Let me send you the link while we're here. I'm good. Here's the plan."
He's
Beauty.
a pro.
And then she goes, "Thank you for understanding the assignment." I said simply, "I'm a pros pro." And then she was like, "Sure you are." And I went, "Thank you."
You should make that a t-shirt.
I'm a pros pro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Capitalize, monetize.
Yeah.
That could work.
We do have shirts. We should push those.
Yeah, we do have
You
merch. We
should.
do have
You
Between
should
Two Beards merch.
Would you buy one?
hoodie.
Are you a real fan? Would you buy
a
one?
hoodie?
Maybe I would. I mean, your Pluggo's wearing one.
Yeah,
this was from the OG
that's
original
the OG
run.
original. We got
You
more
can't
updated
get
stuff.
this
Yeah, we got
because
updated stuff now.
we had to drop those bums.
You had to drop those guys. That
then,
company that we worked for
I
ended
bought
up being
one
not
before.
great people.
Yeah.
But
that's another story for another day.
yeah, all right. So before we dive into maybe like not a State of the Union, that's too much. I do want to talk about AEW because for me, as an avid AEW fan who does a weekly show about AEW, Wrestle Dream ruled, and I feel like 90% of the stuff we've seen since Wrestle Dream has been rudderless. I feel like they are on the struggle bus creatively. So I want to talk about that as a whole. But first, last night, we saw a rematch for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Chris Jericho, Mark Briscoe, ladder war. I actually thought as a match, it was a good match. It was a pretty good ladder match. Back and forth, but the ending result was it looked like Mark Briscoe was going to win. Mark Briscoe did some crazy ass shit in this match. But it looked like Mark Briscoe was going to win, and Big Bill got involved. He choke slammed him from the ladder outside the ring through a table, grabbed Jericho, carried him. Yeah. Carried him to the top of the ladder. Jericho grabbed the Ring of Honor Championship, and Chris Jericho is once again, for the second time, your Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. Kimmy has been a Ring of Honor fan for a long time. She's been covering Ring of Honor for a decent amount of time as well. She does a Ring of Honor show weekly with Auntie Collins.
Which I'm super disappointed, by the way, that I didn't get the leak to come on and be the Kimmy while you were out, because I was going to talk about Soup.
Me.
I was ready. I was gonna rock the backwards hat. Be like, "Sup, guys? Daniel Garcia rules. I like Soup."
Yeah. Who doesn't like?
Why
sushi?
don't they defend the title on the show? And
Yeah,
Top Golf, SRS.
Yeah,
And I was
Logo,
gonna
can
leave.
you drop the link in the chat? I feel he's asking them for the merch link in the
I
chat.
might be able to.
But
yeah.
I'm so let me before we dive into the greater
No,
conversation.
I want to.
as a
Yeah, I
whole,
got to hear this, Kimmy. This is
as
why you're here.
Asian Joe said, time to let Kimmy cook a little bit. The floor is yours. Talk to me about Chris Jericho as our new Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion.
So my first problem with this, so when they announced that it was ladder war, do you know how many people tweeted what is a ladder war?
Mm-hmm.
I was so
I saw you explain it on
I explained
Twitter
it
as well.
like a good person. I was so heartbroken, so upset. Ladder war, literally like almost every single final battle before Tony Khan killed it, there was always a ladder war. The Briscoes,
it's like a famous Ring of Honor match. Sami Zayn and El Generico and Kevin Steen had a classic. A classic one. Yeah.
See, that's how long ago I've been a Ring of Honor fan at JPJ. I was there live for that one.
I wasn't. I didn't question your Ring of Honor-ness. You
Oh,
questioned my fandom. If anything, you come on my show.
Oh, here we
question me.
Anyway, so I was also upset that this was not the main event, meaning that it was a title match. Like,
I thought for sure it was at the top of the graphic. I thought for sure it would be the main event.
We had some storyline stuff, like Daniel Garcia was the main event, so internally okay in my book, but that should have been the main event. Pretty disappointed about that. And then, is Chris coming to Honor Club? Hello?
No, the Ring of Honor champion doesn't do that as is, right?
Yeah, Brian Cage is
No, Brian Cage was on it today. Brian Cage made an appearance today. He wrestled Commander. It was a miracle. I was like, thank you, Anthony Khan. But I just don't really understand the point of Jericho getting the title if there's no TV deal. Because I don't know what show I was on. Maybe it was this.
You were with us, so we were doing the Wrestle
I was
Dream
here.
preview.
I was here, right? Where I said this, that, when AEW started their venture of looking for TV, the one thing that they promised WBD was that Jericho was going to be on it. That's why they had Jericho be the first AEW World Heavyweight Champion, so people could be like, oh my God, Chris Jericho, I know him. So, makes sense of, oh, Jericho, Ring of Honor, I know him, but there hasn't been any talk of that at all. We are about basically a month and a half to almost a month of where Final Battle would be announced. I had tweeted literally at the start of the Ring of Honor episode, I tagged Tony Khan. I'm like, hey, Tony, we get into Final Battle because where is that announcement? So I'm just really confused of the direction, because does that mean my Ring of Honor champ is just going to be on AEW all the time? Why can't my women's champion be on there? Why can't my world champ be on Honor Club? I'm very confused. I don't understand. And then Ishii pops up out of nowhere. Hello, sir. Are you gonna fight for this? Are you bringing this title back to Honor Club? Is that what you're doing here? So I'm just really confused. I don't get it. Help.
Yeah, I agree. The champions being on Ring of Honor have been a long-standing complaint for Ring of Honor people since basically Tony has taken it over, for the most part. And especially since they kind of came back to doing shows on Thursday nights again, everyone's like, I was talking about this with Drew on Firmly earlier, and you probably know because you cover Ring of Honor. When was the last time a non-AEW wrestler has been the Ring of Honor champion? I think Asian Joe told us it was Gresham, right?
That sounds right.
And that's 2021. Now, obviously, TK did not own Ring of Honor in 2021. Did he? Is that when he bought it? 2022?
Yeah. No, it was 2022 was when the first episode aired. He bought it in March of 2021.
Okay.
Because that's
when Gresham left, right? Because
Gresham was on the pay-per-view, and he was the opening match, and he lost to Claudio, and it was this whole thing, and then Gresham was in a stable.
Yes.
I wasn't even home for that. I remember I was out to eat.
Yes.
TV.
So since Tony has taken over Ring of Honor, there hasn't even been a Ring of Honor contracted wrestler that has been the world champion. It's all been. I know Mark Briscoe is known for Ring of Honor, but he is an AEW contracted wrestler. It's only been AEW guys that have held that men's title, and it's just again, that's fine if you want to have AEW guys hold the title, but those guys need to show up on the Ring of it's just, and that's coming from someone like me who doesn't watch the shows. I don't have Honor Club. I don't watch the shows.
The worst part is me and Kate have been voicing this. Shane Taylor back in July had literally called out Mark Briscoe for a title shot. And I understand he was hurt for a period of time, but he's been cleared. He just competed on the All Out 0 Hour in Chicago. Why have we not circled back to that?
Yeah.
Of him because literally in the promo he's like, Mark Briscoe's been ducking me because he hasn't been here, and I'm like, you're right, he hasn't been here.
And I think Shane Taylor's a perfect candidate to be that guy that is the Ring of Honor champion that's on Ring of Honor, and he could run that show. He's very good, especially with Shane Taylor promote. He's a perfect individual that could be a good representative for world champion. And if you're running that show with Athena doing her thing, and then you got Shane Taylor, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
And with what I think is going to happen, the infantry is going to get in there, and then Trisha Dora is going to beat Red Velvet and all that. Billy, I don't know if you saw, Billy Starks has officially left MIT. She walked out on the celebration.
Oh my God, that's not good.
I know, she walked out. She said she's done. She's over this, and she walked because Athena didn't like the party. She blamed Billy. She said she was done. She walked away.
Asian Joe saying Kimmy's rant was far more calm with less expletives than Kate's last night. I saw that Kate rant, and I told Drew.
Oh my God, I didn't see it.
Oh well, after the show, I know you have a show tonight, but after your shows, go watch it. I watched Mark Order last night. Kate was not thrilled about a lot of things, and I agree. I agreed with everything she said. She said them and you know me, I'm a guy that yells and curses. But she was angry last night on Mark Order, and I was like, good for it. But she says it even though she's angry and swears, it's so well put and eloquent the way she says it that it's not going to sound how I sound because I'm a buffoon.
Did we basically say the same thing? Is there anything that
very similar? Yes, okay. but like Asian Joe said, much more angrier and much more swearing, much more swearing. But it was the same. It's just.
But my phone crashed. Ella thought I died because I was texting so many people and I didn't text Ella right away. And she goes, "Why aren't you texting me about Jericho? Are you okay? Are you alive?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I guess I'm here."
But it couldn't have been a shock.
No, I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Scoops McGee.
She doesn't exist.
But
I knew it was gonna happen, but I'm not a Scoopster.
No.
I assumed it was going to happen because it was Ladder War. It's AEW. Obviously, since they didn't want to do it on the pay-per-view, Scoops McGee doesn't exist. I don't know.
That's why you smile like that every time you say Scoops McGee.
Yeah, in order for you to make that believable, you have to say it with a straight face. You can't say it
funny,
hysterically laughing.
Funny.
It is funny. It's a good gimmick. We're proud of that. We came up with that. It's a good gimmick. That's going to last probably as long as the Topgolf gimmick.
I told Sean that you guys.
And he laughed. He said it was great.
He did.
He put us over.
Yeah, he did. He goes, "Haha, that's so funny," and I'm like,
"Damn
right. No, it's not funny."
Yeah, because guess what? I need him to start calling you Scoops McGee.
I don't know. That's his job.
Well, yeah, I know that. That's what he does. But it would be funny if he started referring to you as Scoops McGee, because it would be fun if he bought into the gimmick.
So you should tell him. You should text him and be like, "Start calling Kimmy this."
Listen, not all of us are big timers like you and just can text Sean Ross Sapp, all right? We don't all have that luxury.
Oh, that's just me?
Scoops McGee. Yeah, that's what it is. No, I'm just kidding. Sean, I could reach out to Sean. I'll be like, "Hey, start calling her Scoops McGee." And he'll be like, "I'm not going to do that." And I'll be like, "All right, cool." Asian Joe said, Scott says Kate's, exactly, whatever. Asian Joe says, if they start to turn off diehard Ring of Honor fans, then who's going to watch Ring of Honor at all? Since it's such a niche program.
Here, I will run through what the episode
was. Who watches it now?
I do. Ready? I'll run through you what happened tonight. There was a tag match between the Gates of Agony and the Infantry. Then Viva Van wrestled a girl from CMLL. Layla Hirsch cut a promo. Rocky Romero faced Brandon Cutler. Lee Johnson and EJ Naduka squashed two local people. Athena had her celebration. And then Brian Cage beat Commander. That is all the episode was today.
2 hours long?
Hour 19. And they
Wow.
showed the Athena Mercedes Martinez match from when Athena won the title. Great.
Do they always show an old match?
No, they've just been doing that recently. I think
they showed
too.
a Danielson match, right? Didn't they show a
They
Danielson?
showed a Danielson
Well,
match.
you have all these gaps in your programming because all your champions are on your main show.
They're booked on Dynamite. And
listen, no offense, but I pay the $10 a month for the Ring of Honor library, right? I can just go watch those old matches on my own time. Why don't you make the programming that you make me pay for more appealing?
Thanks, Drew. Thank you so much, Drew. It really just. Why do I keep coming here?
Just twisting the knife.
Just
twisting the knife. He's not lying though. He's not
I know.
lying, though.
Well, there were more Ring of Honor champs on last night's AEW Dynamite than there were tonight. 3 matches it was Brian Cage, Sammy Guevara, and Jericho and Mark.
Yeah.
Where is Dustin Rhodes? He is my tag champ and trio champ. Where is he?
Yeah, that is true. He is a double champ. He is a double champ.
I don't know where he is. Does anyone have anyone know? In the chat, anyone know where he is?
You're the one that would know where he's at, Kimmy.
I don't know where he is. I figured someone else would know.
No. We should put out an SOS and just be like, "Yo, where is Dustin Rhodes?"
You would think because Sammy was hurt that, now that he's back.
Yeah.
He had
a good match last night with Shelton. That was a good match.
Yeah. He did. That was fun. Shelton
Benjamin. That was a good, fun match. Dude, killing it. And I love what they're doing. Because, next week, I assume, is when we're seeing Bobby. Scoops McGee.
I didn't do anything.
So I think next week is when we're officially seeing Bobby.
I can't.
No one pay attention to the facial expressions on Kimmy as I say that. Just nobody pay attention to it. But next week we are going to see Bobby Lashley debut. And but I think they've done
Fright Night?
On Fright Night, baby.
Fright Night Dynamite?
Fright Night Dynamite. But I think they've actually done this perfectly because they've spaced it out enough where they've established Shelton. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if they would have brought, everyone was thinking Wrestle Dream, which would have been fine too. But I feel like with them not doing that and stretching it out further, they've allowed Shelton to really establish himself as a certain level guy. And then you're going to get Bobby because everyone's assuming, Bobby's going to show up and be the main dude in the group because he's Bobby Lashley. But I like how they're stretching it out and letting Shelton really shine here for a decent amount of time as kind of the only guy there for now, I
think if Bobby would have debuted, it would have been undershadowed compared to everything else that happened because you had, Adam Cole, MJF, the whole Bryan thing, Wheeler Yuta. So I feel like it wouldn't have gotten the traction that it would have if it would have happened at Wrestle Dream. So whenever it does happen, it makes sense.
Yeah, it should. It should. All right. I want to talk about
Pluggo. I don't like your facial reaction over there. I'm going to need you to...
There we go.
I don't know anything.
You're not Scoops McGee.
I'm not
He's not talking about you. You said she doesn't... No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Listen, I have no sources. I will guarantee you that I have no sources. I swear to God.
JPJ does have
no
one source.
Sources.
Whoever
I do have
Scoops
one
McGee
source.
is...
Yes.
Whoever Scoops McGee is...
But Scoops McGee will remain anonymous.
Which is hilarious because I literally don't even have Scoops McGee in my back pocket yet.
Not everyone. Not everyone.
How do you not have Scoops McGee at your back pocket? Don't you two know the same people?
No. For the most part. Pluggo knows way more people than I do, though.
So how does that work?
I don't know. He just knows way more people in this space than I do. Probably because people think I'm probably a miserable fuck.
Well, when you're yelling about some of the better
that's what I'm
teams,
saying. First of all,
yes.
I want to talk about AEW. No,
I'm here to talk
we're not
about
going to get
AEW.
into it. We're not getting into it.
I want to talk about AEW. That's why I'm here.
All right.
Oh.
Yes. So we talked about the Ring of Honor and the Jericho thing.
We did.
I want to talk about AEW in general, and I just want to get your general gauge, both of you. Pluggo, I'll let you go first. How are you feeling currently about AEW as a product, as a whole? Like, where are you? Like, are you still vibing it as heavy as we've kind of always been vibing it? Are you like kind of like how are we just feeling about AEW?
I still watch it every week.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
of
will
course.
say this. I don't feel as bad anymore if I'm not there at 8 o'clock.
All right.
Which
Cool.
that
That's
used
fair.
to not be the case.
Yeah.
Used to be like, oh, you got to be there. It's got to be, you got to watch. Now it's like, if I miss a segment or two, I catch up. Because I just, like you said, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of good, but there's also just a lot of what feels like stuff that, like, why are you, like you said earlier, Wrestle Dream was awesome. You made a lot of good strides there. Then you kind of haven't really capitalized on a lot of the Wrestle Dream stuff. So
I agree.
it's still a good program. I still enjoy it. I still watch it every week, but I'm also kind of like, all right, where are we going with some of this stuff?
Okay. Kimmy, I want your opinion. Just for the record, so everybody knows, I said it earlier on Firmly AEW. I thought last night's Dynamite stunk. I thought that stunk. There were things on it that I liked, but I thought as a whole, man, that was a dud. That was a dud of an episode.
I think the problem right now is it's lacking star power. Like a lot of your bigger like you're trying to develop stars, right? And we joke Daniel Garcia, but obviously Daniel Garcia is in a main storyline right now.
Yes.
He's kind of becoming like the on-screen leader of the locker room. You have the whole thing with private. It's all these younger guys that not a lot of people know and may not be fans of. So if you're used to like the Kenny Omegas and the Mercedes Monets, like when was last, like Mercedes hasn't wrestled on Dynamite in like what? She wrestled last week, but like she's not wrestling consecutively.
Yeah, not wrestling.
She's not
like,
really being positioned in like something major. Mariah, what are they really doing with her? You know, it's kind of
they're
like
having her throw suitcases out of the friggin' locker room is what they're having.
Listen, Anna Jey killing it. I'm so hyped for that match. Anyway,
it's gonna be good. I think that's gonna be an under the radar good match.
Yes,
under the radar good.
By this time next year, Anna Jey will be a champion. I don't know in Ring of Honor, AEW, but she'll be a champ. Anyway, I think that's the problem is like if you're watching AEW, you're seeing all these young guys like kind of being positioned in like new spots that they're not comfortable in, that they really don't know what they're doing. I think the AEW creative team also doesn't really know what they're doing because it's like.
Well, that's what I want to talk about in general is creative because I think they are on that struggle bus.
Because
it is rough. It is rough.
The ending scenes of Dynamite last night were Orange Cassidy and Daniel Garcia kind of facing off, and the whole footage didn't get to air, and you're kind of
no, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, because it aired. It was on Twitter today, but they had a face-off. Orange pushed Daniel. It was. I swear to God, it was. I am not even making that up. It was literally on Twitter. So now it's kind of like, are you kind of teasing that Orange Cassidy is a heel? Like
joining the BCC, that would be awesome.
Well,
I think that's where it's going.
Well, I think okay.
That would be
let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Let's break it down, JP.
Of all of the few things I did like on Dynamite last night, even though I didn't even know that was meant to happen and that they released it, I'm talking strictly what I saw on the tele. I loved the Chuck Taylor stuff from last night. I loved the pep talk in the parking lot because that, they did it with Jerry Lynn at Wrestle Dream and it was kind of like, all right. But the Chuck Taylor one obviously means a lot more to all of us because they were in the best friends and we know how close they are. And, so I loved that. And then I loved how the first time we saw Moxley, he was dragging Chuck Taylor and they did the chair spot on the neck and they timed it perfectly that he did it right as Cassidy was kind of sliding into the ring and they booked it. And then the facial expressions that Orange Cassidy did were excellent where you could see he was like, and I've been in Orange Cassidy's corner since the beginning of when I was doing this for Love Wrestling during the War Report days. Me and the franchise were beating the drum of how great Orange Cassidy is.
Yeah.
I am so ready for an Orange Cassidy world title chase. I am so ready if that is what they want to do. Because that guy is great. And now they've had the 2 pep talks. This happened. You're getting the vibe that this is going to turn him serious, whether it's heel and he's going to, I don't know, but they're clearly positioning Darby and Orange Cassidy as the 2 heroes that are going to go try to take down Jon Moxley. It feels like Orange Cassidy's going to be first, and then I don't think he'll get it done. And then I think Darby will be the knight in shining armor that eventually gets his revenge and is probably the guy down the road that beats Moxley. But I also wanted to talk about the Moxley stuff in general, right? Are we still thinking, you two, or do you still think there's going to be is Moxley the leader, or do we still think there is a figurehead, a greater power?
They haven't mentioned it. They haven't mentioned a higher up. Like, I truly think so. Here, this will make the two of you happy.
Oh.
About 2 years ago, I remember I had a conversation with Mr. Cassidy, and he said to me, he goes, Kimmy, when I start wearing black, you're going to see things start to change. And when I start wearing black, a heel turn's going to be right around the corner. So wouldn't it be absolutely crazy?
Which is hilarious because the BCC wears white, so he's already fitting the part.
So wouldn't that be crazy if Orange Cassidy was the leader of the BCC, saying he was sick and tired of being underestimated by everybody and being taken like a joke and tired of people turning their back on him? Like, that would be a crazy turnaround.
If that happens, Kimmy.
Well, I feel like
changing your name to Scoops McGee.
Asian Joe says it feels like we're getting closer to that 7-year itch in this AEW relationship where you can feel like you're in a rut and going through the motions, or you can make an effort to evolve and grow more. So with this Mox story, all right. So somebody in our Firmly AEW chat threw something out last week because we were still talking about it as if there is still a greater power. And obviously people have been throwing around the Shane McMahon name for a long time. And well, you got Drew saying,
here's the face-off, by the way. Here it is.
Oh, all right.
I was not.
Yeah, if he's part of the BCC, I think that's amazing. I think that would be great stuff.
This is not like literally. I thought of this morning, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so smart."
What the hell was I just talking about?
The BCC and Moxley.
Shane McMahon.
Yes, people are throwing Shane. Somebody in our chat threw out, and again, this won't hit with everybody, but it kind of hit with me and Drew. They said, "What if the person running the show was Eric Bischoff?"
Oh no.
Yeah. What if it was like? What if it was like somebody? What if it was like somebody that like talks shit about because that's the vibe of the group is they hate AEW. They want to destroy AEW from within because it's become terrible. What if it was somebody like that is like a very strong person against AEW? And they said that, and I was like, I would prefer that to Shane McMahon. That would make more sense to me. Oh, your idea is better. I actually think it's going to be Jack Perry that is going to join.
Really?
Well, think about this. Okay, now we're at 2 weeks in a row where Moxley and crew are beating the shit out of AEW guys right in front of the Young Bucks, who run the company, who should care that there's a group on your show that's trying to dismantle your company. I don't care if you're bad guys or not. You run the company. And they've sat there for 2 weeks now, and they've watched Moxley and crew do this. And the Young Bucks are kind of looking a bit torn a little bit about it. Like, oh, should we go help? And who's the guy that's come on both of these weeks to put his arm around them both and go, don't worry about it, guys. We don't have to worry about this. We don't got to deal with this. And he pulls them away. At the beginning of this group, Jon Moxley had a backstage segment with Jungle Boy. He's not Jungle Boy anymore, but you know what I mean. Jack Perry,
put some respect on the scapegoat.
Where Moxley put him over. Moxley put him over. He said good things about Jack Perry. Jack Perry's new look, the leather jacket, the T-shirt, the jeans, the all-black TNT belt. That reeks of that to me. It reeks of it because I'm telling you, go back and watch the Young Bucks. Yes, they're not doing anything, which we need to be questioning the Young Bucks week after week about why are you not doing anything? And they work for you. Why are you not doing anything? But both weeks, I keep on wanting to call him Jungle Boy. Jack Perry, scapegoat, has
never escape it
and been the one to go, let's get out of here, guys. We don't have to worry about this. That's not our problem. Let's go over here. Last night, Drew pointed this out. Last night, during the entrance of the Elite, the Young Bucks music is playing. They're doing their things, and out of nowhere, Jungle Boy just walks right out in front of them, right in front of the camera, and just takes a beeline, like very purposefully past them. I feel like Jungle Boy fits the BCC way more than he fits the Elite as his current iteration.
So then can you possibly see a scenario where he cuts out like that first promo and he's like, I need to get back in the company. I use the EVPs and now everything is running around me.
What if he's
But
the
remember
leader?
when we thought that Daniel Garcia was a perfect fit for the BCC and he went the goofy Jericho route instead?
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. But look at now.
I'm talking about it, Kimmy. I brought it up. It worked out for everyone.
I just want to throw
maybe
that out.
Orange Cassidy's the guy, Jack Berry.
I love that Orange Cassidy thing. I just want Orange Cassidy to win the belt as a baby face. But the way that I see it is it'll be OC and Moxley at Full Gear. OC will be put down by Moxley, and Darby will be the knight in shining arbor that tries next. And I think, and me and Drew brought it up today as well. I think it's very funny how the two guys that they're kind of positioning to go after Moxley in this group are the two guys that, since AEW started, I would say, AEW haters and AEW critics, Orange Cassidy specifically, but him and Darby Allin are the two most high-profile wrestlers that get shit on the most, especially
And
Orange
Adam
Cassidy.
Cole.
Yeah, but that's for other reasons, though. But I'm talking like Orange Cassidy, how many times did we hear, oh, he's a disgrace to wrestling. No, the hands in the pockets. Until he went, now I feel like he's respected more in general, but you still hear that crap. And then how many times do you hear about Darby? Oh, he's just a car crash wrestler. He just does crazy shit, which he does. He does. But he can still have a good match, without doing that too. Like he's entertaining. I feel like it's very on purpose that those two guys are the two guys that are being positioned to go after Moxley, who wants to get AEW back to its core, that it's those two guys. I think that's done on purpose as well, because it's very anti
the norm.
AEW, exactly. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to do it.
Can we talk about Private Party?
Yeah, I was shocked that they got that pinfall.
But what about
me.
What if they break up next week? What is happening here?
I think Quinn's gonna turn on Cassidy, Isaiah in that match.
Really?
Did you see his reaction? He was not on that. He was not on board.
Neither was Daniel Garcia. Neither did Daniel Garcia.
Quinn did not like that. He did not like that. Now, in my opinion, I think that Private Party should win. I thought they should have won the belts at Wrestle Dream.
I agree with
you. So I think that Private Party should win the belts next week. But if they don't want to do that, I think if Private Party is going to lose, they're going to lose because Quinn is going to either walk out or turn.
Let's be honest. Are we buying all of this? Like, these are the guys that are going to take down this juggernaut. Like, yeah, that's the problem. There's, like Kivy said earlier, there's no star power really. They're trying to build stars. They're trying to build these stars in like not winnable positions.
You know who's going to take down the BCC? The reunited Elite. Hangman, Omega, the Bucks. That's gonna be, and maybe Okada. No. Although Kenny, I don't know if he can come back and join the Elite right away because he's got someone finished. I just feel like
we have to get to for that.
I feel like they're gonna stretch this out because, like, don't get me wrong, like Kimmy said at the beginning of this whole thing, I like how they are positioning new stars in front of us and trying to elevate Daniel Garcia and Private Party as like formidable. These are the next stars of this when these guys start to fade out because of age or whatever. Like, I like how they're doing that. And then you have MJF, who's not there full-time right now. You have Adam Cole, who just came back full-time. Omega's not back yet. Ibushi's not back yet. You have Tony Storm's not back yet. Like, you have a lot of talent that still is not there. Britt Baker is not regularly there still. You know what I mean? Like, you have a ton of talent that are stars. Swerve just came back, but he's not there every week still. Like, you have all these giant stars that once they're back more full-time, Pluggo's looking for some sort of action figure.
We talked about Britt. I got to bring out the Britt Baker for Kimmy. But I got the Adam Cole. Maybe I can reunite him.
Yeah.
Can I shout out Rick?
I don't know where.
For a hot second here.
I don't know where he's at.
because Rick texted me about 2 hours before he released his article being like, I have something that's probably going to blow up your phone and I'm warning you now. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right. And he told me and I go, okay, thank you for that was really nice of him. I'm going to give Rick a lot of credit for that.
Riccacino?
Also
Yeah.
Top Golf champ.
That
I
is true.
believe
He did well.
won.
He won the other group.
He won the other group.
He won the other
So
group.
Because he didn't face me.
because didn't face me.
Yeah,
I beat
well,
you too.
no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, not in the first game. Pluggo won
On
the
the
first game.
I
We
dominated.
don't talk about the first game.
Yeah, the
The
first game.
Exactly, because I won it, so we don't bring it up.
You know who
Why
finished,
would we care?
Yeah. You know who finished first and second in the first game? Pluggo and me.
No. Well,
Plug
we
on
don't
me.
talk about that
We
game.
finished we finished first and second in the first game when we were
Yeah.
playing actual Top Golf. But all we
And-
talk about is the Angry Birds Top Golf where you had to hit friggin' pitch shots. And that's the famous one that got famous.
Because of Sean's
The
meltdown.
first matchup,
because-
which was but the first matchup, which was it was back and forth that first game. But Pluggo won. I
I was
finished second.
winning for a
Nobody
while.
talks about Bruno. But
That's right.
I
yeah,
apologize.
that's okay. We have Drew saying the Elite can turn face in this BCC feud,
You're-
and Kenny
Not
becomes
the
the
Jey
Jey
Uso.
Uso, needing to be won back over by the Elite.
Also, Asian Joe said Angry Birds Golf is BS.
No, it's
Look,
not.
it was fun. No, it was fun, but it's not like it takes far less skill to be good at the Angry Birds.
Sounds
version
like something
than it
Scoops
does.
McGee would be humbly bragging about.
Me? I know nothing.
We need the Scoops
Don't
McGee,
smell.
Scoops McGee t-shirts. Why aren't you monetizing?
Yeah,
Why aren't you-
monetize Scoops McGee. That's what you should be
I
signing.
We
am
should get a
not
percentage.
monetizing.
If you do
McGee.
though, you bet your
Yeah.
ass we're getting a percentage.
I'm not.
We're gonna
Well, I
trademark
would-
that shit after this show. We're gonna go
I
trademark
would
that.
rather monetize myself as the face of the wrestling convention scene than
That's
monetize
fair.
myself as
That's
Scoops
fair.
McGee.
Nah,
That's fair.
the Scoops McGee's where the money's at. Let's be honest.
That's fair. That's fair.
I could wear face of the wrestling convention scene at every con I
You,
work.
you could do whatever you want. I'm just saying, stop running
I
away
can-
from your true passion of Scoops McGeeing.
I am not running
Scoops
away.
McGeeing,
I cannot,
he says.
Scoops McGeeing. I
Scoops
cannot
McGeeing.
be Scoops McGee. Scoops
Yeah.
McGee does not exist.
Yeah.
Listen, the Scoops McGee life, you don't choose it. It chooses you.
It hasn't chosen me.
Oh, you guys are in bed together. You're married. It's a thing. It's all this. You're about to have an anniversary. You're an old married couple at this point. Just come out with it, Kimmy.
No, Scoops McGee does not exist. Scoops McGee is somebody else. It's like Vacant. You know how Vacant has like multiple like
The
Personalities?
most decorated person in wrestling.
yeah, that's like Scoops McGee. Scoops McGee and Vacant are like the same person.
So you're the
Vacant.
you're the most scoopsies.
Anyway, what else do we want to talk about in AEW?
I was just gonna say, well, AEW and I mean,
Queen
yeah, I mean, they
Amanada
had-
had a pretty good match.
yes, I love Queen. I like her a lot. I like her a lot. Now you see more of her than I do because she's on Ring of Honor. I like
she
her.
was before y'all
Yeah.
stole her.
First of all, don't say y'all like I own the fucking company. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Y'all.
JPJ 1000% stole Queen Amanada from me.
100%. I was like, you know what? I like her.
Cody's
Tony.
like, yup.
Tony, I need her on the screen all the time.
Listen, we're
Tony.
gonna push her to the moon, but not quite. She's more like Apollo 13. She's gonna get close to the moon, but lose.
I really like her. She has impressed me every time I see her. I'm impressed by her. It was a very good match last
I
night.
agree.
I liked it. Camille looked good. I'm very excited for Camille and Statlander next week. That match should be very, very good as well. It looks like all right. So I'm trying to think of what else happened on Dynamite last. There were 2 squash matches that didn't need to be there on Dynamite. Thanks for that.
No problem. One of them involved my champion.
That is true. That is true. One thing I did like though was the Buddy Matthews Adam Cole stuff. That match should be very good next week.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you, MJF, for not mentioning Britt Baker in your promo against Adam. Very much appreciative. You know, I didn't.
Yeah.
Can you imagine after the Ring of Honor ladder match, like hearing a Britt Baker line from MJF? Like, I think I just would have like cried in a corner.
Yeah,
So-
I think as
Thank you,
scumbaggy as MJF is, I think that one might be off limit. I think that one might not be in the deck of cards this go around. I would think. Maybe. Who knows? He's MJF. He'll do whatever he wants, right?
He was a bit distracted during that promo.
Well, I was going to say,
right.
so we had a thing. We'll talk about that. So we had Adam Cole promo. Roderick and the rest of the kingdom came on down. They said they were proud of him for being out for a year and rehabbing and all this fun stuff. But Roderick said, hey, I know the end goal is we got to get MJF and make him pay, but I want him first. And Adam was like,
which led to the most boring trope in MJF's arsenal. They're going to get through the three.
He even said something in the promo about it.
I know. Can he do anything else?
We then get to MJF on location at a vignette, getting a massage. And he says, basically, he goes, I don't know why you keep on trying to get your hands on me, Adam Cole, when I've literally told you over and over again, you're never going to get your hands on me. And he goes, but you know what? I'm in a good mood. I'm feeling good. Look at what I got going on right here. I'll throw you guys a bone. He goes, to either one of you, of the two of you, whoever wins 3 matches in a row first, you will get to fight me at Full Gear. And I'm not showing up until Full Gear. He's still filming Happy Gilmore too.
Filming, but you know what's crazy? You can see MJF November 9th with me at Big Event. So you don't have to wait till November 23rd. If you want to see MJF live in person, in character, you can see him November 9th at Big Event. Go to bigeventny.com and you can see him live and in living color.
There it is.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I if I'm Tony Khan, that's part of this problem. You got to say, listen, MJF, you can't keep doing the levels of MJF thing every feud. Oh, you have to win this amount of matches before you get. I know it's part of your stick. It's a way to stall, but it's the same way. You got to come up with different ways to stall.
MJF with Scoops McGee. What does that even mean?
Wait, what?
MJF will be with Scoops McGee on November 9th.
Who said that?
No, look, he changed my name.
Oh, got it. 3 days. Oh, look, that's right before Scott's birthday, November 9th. So maybe, Scott, you should treat yourself and go meet MJF.
At Big Event NY.
At big events.
You know who else? Paul Heyman's going to be there. Queen Amanada, Sky Blue, the Fabulous Freebird.
The Fabulous Freebird.
Yeah. Wow. We go all out for this event. William Shatner.
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
The Stat Man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Go to Big
Event. He's old. He's got to be up there.
What?
He's old.
I mean, yeah, but that's your first instinct is he's old.
Shatner was old.
He's been around for a hot minute. Yes,
Shatner was an old man when I was a child.
Listen, not all of us are your age, Kibby. Some of us are old and know Shatner's been around for
Shatner's been around since about the time I was born. He was an old man then.
Let's see, how old is he?
I'm gonna say William Shatner. I'm gonna guess
79.
I'm gonna go 83. I was going to say 83.
He could be in the 80s. That's
no way.
I'm going to say 83 for Shatner.
Wait, he's had a lot of work done. He's had a lot of work done.
Wait. It says he's 93. He's 93.
Oh, wow. I was being nice.
I gave him a 10-year gap. 93.
He was born in 1931.
He's had a lot of plastic surgery.
Was 54 years before I existed. 93, William. You better if you are a Star Trek fan, you better make big events.
Drew said, "Holy shit, 93."
93.
So Shatner
was old.
93.
I thought I was giving him bad by going 83. 93.
93.
Woo! Wow.
Keep getting them checks, Willie.
Hell yeah, dude.
My God.
Look at he's fucking Captain Kirk, bro. He's getting the checks till.
He's got that Priceline.com money.
So Star Trek on TV. The TV series, the original was in 1966.
He was on. Yeah, Captain Kirk. It was old.
I know he was on it. I just thought the movies. I don't know I don't watch Star Trek.
That's why okay. Well, that's why me and Pluggo are here. That's why we were like, no, he's old.
Kimmy. Yeah, there's an age gap here.
Me and Pluggo are into our late 30s, and William Shatner has been an important figure in entertainment since the time.
Do you remember Do you remember Hollywood Squares?
No, she doesn't remember.
That That was post William Shatner's prime and fame, and he was doing that in the 90s.
But Kimmy wasn't even around in 1993.
I know.
I wasn't. I was not alive.
She was 10 years
around.
off. She wasn't even around. That was a decade before.
I was born 2001. My month-old
My
checkup
God.
actually was like the day of 9/11. Was my month-old checkup.
I went to a parent-teacher conference this week, and I went
Yeah?
the school my kid goes to. We were
Mhm.
talking, and the teacher was like, "You look familiar," and I was like, "Yeah, I started here in 1993, 92 as a
Oh my-
kindergartner," and she's like, "Holy crap, you're a legend around these parts." And I said, "Not for good things, that's for sure."
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started kindergarten in 93, 92.
Wow. My parents weren't even dating in 93. Like, ooh.
Poor Affiliate says, "I'm just gonna walk into the sea and die."
Ah,
2001.
Wait,
God.
I will do you one better. I forgot what Ring of Honor
There we go.
match
Asia
they
Joe
were
saying
showing.
he was a freshman in college.
Freshman?
I was a freshman in college in 2001. Ophelia saying she graduated with her 3rd university degree in 2001.
I forgot what match it was that they showed on Ring of Honor, but I was like 4 years old, and I literally put in my article, like, sorry, Mike Johnson, for making you feel old. And
To
he
be
texted-
fair,
and he was like, thanks for making me feel old, Kimmy. And I'm like, no problem, Mike.
real quick, just to clarify, what's up, Ken? Welcome to the chat. Should we have asked your dad permission to let you on this show?
No.
Okay, because
He's
yeah,
sleeping.
you're young.
I'm 23. I could legally.
2001 was like 6 years ago. What are you talking about?
No, it wasn't. I've legally drank with JPJ.
You realize people of our
Almost got me in
age,
trouble too. Almost got me in trouble.
people our age think 2001 was like 6 years ago, and then when we actually break it down, we go, "Holy shit, that was 23 years ago."
I see. Here's the thing with me. I have no
Concept of time.
correct. Like
Concept?
you could tell me that. Let's just keep it to wrestling terms, right? We could be like, "Oh man, remember that match here?" And you could tell me that match happened last year or 14 years ago, and I would not be able. I'd be like, "Yeah, either one. Could have been either one." Obviously, not a year. That's a stretch. You know what I mean? Like you could tell me, "Oh yeah, this happened in 2010 or 2015," and in my brain, I'd be like, "I have no. Yeah, okay. I have no concept of time from like that standpoint of things. It's bad. It's bad. But anyway. All right, in our last
William Shatner's not old. Kimmy's like, "Oh wait,
he's not that old. I'm like 83. She was like taken aback. Well,
Who else?
93.
Who else in this world do you think is young? That's probably 90.
I don't know. You got to like give me
How old,
names of people.
how old do you think Morgan Freeman is? He's got to be getting up there.
Like 85?
Yeah. He's got to be up there.
Let's see.
That's what we're gonna do. The last couple minutes are just me guessing celebrities' ages. That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Oh, he's 87. Okay, I wasn't that far off. He's 87. Okay.
Facts when we were on Fest reminds me of music from 2005.
That
Wasn't
looked like
just
a
8
blast.
years
I
ago.
saw all the videos of all those bands playing those albums, and I was like, "Damn, dude, that would have been a time."
And I'm a true fan, Kimmy, but I ain't buying those prices.
No, it was like $700 for one day. I'm like, listen,
Oh, what are we talking about?
the When We Were Young festival.
I want to go so bad, but it's so much.
That music came
you're
out.
not a real fan, though. I don't
You were.
know. You don't like that.
You were still in the womb when you were still in the womb when Tell All Your Friends came out. What are you talking about,
brother?
A Mayday Parade.
Oh,
Hello.
yeah.
Oh, that's
kind of.
You were like 4.
Listen, I like Mayday Parade. That album is a good one. I have it. The main one.
Okay.
The main
I was
one.
gonna say there's a lot of them.
Yeah, but one of them only matters.
Only one.
Yeah, there's only one Mayday Parade album that matters. A Lesson in Romantics. Is that all right? That's the one, right?
Yeah.
That is. Listen,
I didn't listen to Mayday Parade.
Well, at the time, I didn't listen to Mayday Parade because I was one of those kids that liked the heavier stuff. So I was like, I ain't listening to that fucking clean, romantic pop punk. Now I'm like, oh, that's how I do it.
It's so good. It's
good. That Lesson in Romantics is a great album. But that's really let me guess. Did you love The Main? Did you like The Main or Boys Like Girls?
Boys Like Girls is good.
From Boston. Boys Like Girls. They were all right, but that was at the
Oh,
time when all that
I've
stuff
seen
was out.
Fallout Boy though. Fallout Boy. Have you
Fall Out
seen
Boy's
Fallout
great.
Boy in concert?
I have
Ooh,
multiple times.
so good.
We're old, Kimmy. I've seen all those. That's the thing. Like, I would
He's
love to.
old.
I am. I would have loved to have gone to when we were young. I think it would have been an absolute blast. But I've seen the majority of those bands now because I'm so old and liked them when they were popular. I've already seen like 90% of those bands perform those records locally on like 15 or 20-year reunion tours. Like
in hole in the wall joints
in front of like 75 people.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, dude. Like I've already seen it for $12. You know? Not $12, that's realistic, but you know what I mean, 25, $30. But like, I am going to Warped Tour next year, though. I've already said it. I've already started doing calisthenics, so I don't throw up my. So I don't even know if that was right, but it sounded right.
So you can
I've already started to stretch using some cords and stuff because I am not getting to Warped Tour next year and 10 minutes in throwing my back out. That's not happening. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in it.
Where is it?
And we're going to do it. There are multiple places. One of them is Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say one of them is in the West Coast, and then there's somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's in New York. I think they're doing 2 or 3 different ones. I know there's definitely one in Florida, though.
Was that the one you were going to go to?
I think so, because I have a friend now that lives down in Florida. So I think it'll be an excuse to not only go to Warped Tour, but to go visit him. Let me see. I have the lineup. And then we're going to get out of here because we're talking about freaking Warped Tour. So I think the wrestling chatter is done for the evening. Now. Yeah, so it's at the Festival Grounds in Washington, D.C., June 14th and 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's at the Shoreline Waterfront in Long Beach, California, July 26th and 27th. And then it's at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida, November 15th and 16th.
November. It's going to be cold. Well, it's Florida.
Yeah, that's why. I'm actually glad they're doing it in November, because if they did it in the summer, it'd be 110 degrees.
Yeah.
You're right.
Old people like me would literally die.
Just RIP.
Look at Asian Joe, though. He's like, this year I've seen Armor for Sleep, Hawthorne Heights, Yellow Card, Cartel, Bayside, May, Fall Out Boy, Dashboard, something corporate. Maybe he's having a midlife crisis.
Sad boy Asian Joe. I love it.
I've never stopped listening to that stuff. Kimmy can. I was listening to it when we were driving around the glorious town of Manchester, New Hampshire. Yeah. But anyway, on that note, any other wrestling rants you have to get off your chest, Kimmy?
I don't think so.
Pluggo, anything else that was in your crawl?
That's
this week, or that you enjoyed?
No, that was it. Wrestling is
wrestling's fun.
It is.
Sometimes.
It's fun. Even when the shows are kind of like, it's still fun. It's still better than watching 90% of the other shit. You know? And when that's how I feel about it. That's how I usually feel about it. Like, even when I'm watching a bad wrestling show, I can go, well, I could like not be watching a wrestling show, and that's worse than watching a bad wrestling show. So that's how I kind of, Wow, Mrs. Pluggo ain't here, Asian Joe. Otherwise, you would make the list. You would make the list.
There ain't nothing wrong with
Kimmy's like, I don't know what the OC is. Orange Cassidy?
No, I was watching it before because I wanted to see when I was coming in. I wanted to see what y'all were talking about.
Okay.
And I was like, OC, that's like some reality show. Because then you all talk about reality shows.
It's a drama.
Oh, it's a drama.
It's a teen drama that took place in Orange County, California. And they had that famous theme song, California, here we come. All right, I'm out. That's it.
Oh, he's done.
Do you still, I know Ring of Honor stunk tonight, but do you still have your show with Auntie? You want to plug that?
Yeah. I had to read that important message. That was about MJF, okay?
Oh, Scoops McGee.
It was about MJF. Anyway, if you want to see more of me, because y'all didn't see enough, you can head over to OLE Podcast in about 10 minutes, and you can watch me and Collins rant all about Ring of Honor, and us ramble about soup, because it's soup season, and again, cry about Chris Jericho being our champion. Mike Johnson did not see my document yet, but at some point tonight, you could see my written review of Ring of Honor. Oh, that is so large. Oh my God. You can see my written review of Ring of Honor over on PW Insider. I review it there every single week. You could also see me at the Big Event NY with MJF. There is so many talent going to be there. Like I said, head over to bigeventny.com to see all the talent and buy your tickets because it's a really fun show in Long Island. I've been going to that show since I was a fan, and to be an agent rep there is super, super cool. What else do I got going on? I think that's it. Yeah, that sounds about right for me. And then I crash here sometimes when I'm bored.
Fucking great.
JPJ's never having me on the show again.
No, that's not true because I love you being here. But goddamn, show us some respect, will you?
I'm coming back here in 2 weeks. Am I not? Aren't we predicting Crown Jewel?
Yeah, we're doing that next week. Crown Jewel's next week.
Oh, it's next. Oh, it's like I'll be here next week,
Saturday.
guys.
Well, no, not on this show. That's a separate thing we do.
Well, I know, but I'll be on the channel.
We are going to do that.
We might have to do it at Halloween edition.
Oh yeah,
on Halloween.
Well, no, Beards is on Halloween next week.
Yeah,
so
Beards on Halloween.
Me and Pluggo need to decide if we're doing costumes. We have.
Oh my god,
right?
you should. Me and my best friend. So I'm being Anxiety, and my best friend is Joy from Inside Out. I decided.
Oh, very good. Have you seen the second one?
I have.
I haven't yet. I'm going to watch it. It's on Disney Plus, but I've heard it's amazing. I love the first one.
I'm the main character. Anxiety's the main character. It's me.
Yeah, I love the first one. I've heard the second one's even better. So I don't know if that's true. If you agree, don't tell me anything. I don't want to get spoiled.
I want to know your review when you see it.
Yeah. What is your before we leave? I just need to ask. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
Oh my god, ever?
Yeah, there's pressure. It's pressure. Yeah.
Monsters Inc. Does that count as Pixar? Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Does that count as Pixar? That is Pixar.
I need to make sure. Monsters Inc.
Okay, that's a good one. Pluggo, do you have a favorite?
Monsters Inc.'s pretty good, but Toy Story's good. I don't know. Cars, I watched a ton.
The first Cars is excellent. My nephew, who is now 2, all he does is watch Cars now. He's at that point. So I went over there this past weekend, and Cars ran for 3 times in a row. And he was
I'm glad I'm out of that. I'm glad we're out of that era of like
it was unbelievable.
It
was unbelievable. I was like, you know what? How many times can I listen to this arrogant prick, Lightning McQueen? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a prick to start that, huh? Wow. Perfect character. The answer to the best Pixar movie is Ratatouille. That's the answer. But I want to shout out.
Is it the best Pixar movie ever if it never got a sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost prefer that it didn't get a sequel.
Well, technically, Monsters Inc. didn't get a sequel. It got a prequel with Monsters University. Yeah, it got Monsters University.
Yeah. Potato Leek soup, top 3 soup. I just wanted to throw that on there. That's a great soup.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, Pluggo, you need to eat some fucking soups.
I like soups. I've never heard of potato leek soup before.
French onion? You like a good French onion soup?
Sure.
Yeah. Chicken noodle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Top tier.
That's Kimmy. She's like, I still have my fucking Campbell's chicken noodle soup alphabets, baby.
No, my mom makes the dupe from Olive Garden, the chicken gnocchi soup. She,
Billy is saying sometimes it's so perfect doesn't need a sequel. That's fair. And then Asian Show says, good show. Scoops
McGee doesn't exist.
She doesn't. Also, there's a lot of good Pixar movies. I think the majority of them are good. Another really, really good one is Coco. Coco is very, very good. If you haven't seen Coco, go see Coco. You will cry, but that's fine.
I didn't cry.
You didn't cry? Well, that's because you're a child and you didn't have emotions at that point. Live a life and go through things like that, loss and family, and you get old and everybody, means a lot different.
What is happening here?
I don't know. I'm old, I'm hurt, and I work with children. Kimmy, I love you. You're welcome anytime. You know it. Have fun on your show. I will be in the chat trying to not be annoying and pester you. Pluggo, do the thing. Promote what you got going on. Promote this show, and then we're going to get up on it because Kimmy needs to be
going on this week. But you can find me at Pluggo on all the social media platforms. Saturday morning with my good friend Blair Pacheco, the Graymaker Podcast. We're going to talk independent wrestling on 4 Exposure. Probably talk about LPW 31 that happens tomorrow night on Independent Wrestling TV, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Go check out LPW 31. Suck it, Barack Arani. And then you can find our show right here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. If you want to know what we got going on and what we got coming up, at B2 Beards on all social media platforms to stay up to date.
And check out our football tiers.
Yeah.
We do them every week. People are loving them. If you like football and you're not
social
watching
media
them,
exclusive on Twitter and Facebook. Kimmy has yet to show up to either one of those.
yep, she don't care about us.
What I do?
She must not be bored during those times.
She must not like football. That's probably why.
I follow from time to time.
No, I'm kidding. You can find me, JPJ Loves Gaming, on all social media platforms, including YouTube and Twitch. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. with my man Drew, who's been in the chat tonight. Firmly love wrestling. We talk WWE on Tuesdays. We talk AEW on Thursdays. And like this handsome fella just told you, the flagship show here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. between two beards. Everybody watch Eagles. Scott, how dare you? Everybody watch LPW 31, Diary of a Mad Grappler tomorrow. The card is outrageous. It's going to be another banger of a show. Watch it on IWTV, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. All right, we got to get out of here. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Great chat this evening. We appreciate you all. And until next time, you know what? They changed the shit on StreamYard, dude, and it's really pissing me off. It's really pissing me off. Like, it used to just be so easy. Now there's an extra page. I got to move shit over. What are you doing? Anyway, say hi to Sue. Bye.
Hey there, Plugo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. You know, get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm gonna cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer gonna get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourself.